Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep apologies on the noise, people. But yeah, please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, and a lot to discuss. I tweeted this earlier. It's going to be a crazy summer as a Manchester United fan. And it's always a crazy summer because we're always linked with every single player on the planet, it seems. Obviously, we probably are going to be looking for a new manager as well. So the rumor mill is going to be running crazy with that. But so much has gone on just today. Raphael Varane will leave Manchester United at the end of the season. That has been confirmed. Also, rumors saying Bruno Fernandes could be on his way out of the door. On top of that, links to Pochettino. Troops told me about that earlier. So Manchester United linked with Pochettino just before we went live on. I went live on here. Sorry. Also saying Manchester United would be interested in signing Tosin. And there's probably something I'm forgetting as well. But there's four things off the top of my head. Oh, yeah. What the original title was where Wayne Rooney accused Manchester United players of faking injuries and saying some of the players could have played in the Arsenal game. And of course, the Arsenal game to discuss as well. So many things to discuss. Make sure you get your questions in. Like I said, please keep them Manchester United related. But before we continue, make sure you run up the likes first and foremost. Hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back, hit the like button on the video. Please make sure you share this across all of the socials as well. Make sure you do that. Share across all the socials at That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV. You can see them both on the screen. Big up to all the audio listeners as well. And make sure on top of those things, you subscribe to the channel. Sarcasm City TV is rolled to 12K and we're approaching 11.5. We are approaching 11.5. So we're almost halfway to 12K. Big up to my guy Sheik. And I want to see happy birthday in the chats for my Don Sheik as well, because it is indeed his birthday. Big up to Daz Gaming. We're going to get to the Varane news as well. Don't worry about that. Warrior J goes into Satan Ha confirms Lisandro Martinez will return to the Manchester United squad. I hear that as well. Also, Warrior Jays, but Manchester United have doubts that Bruno Fernandes will remain at the club next season. Fernandes is believed to be receptive to leaving United. Bayern Munich and Inter Milan are understood to be interested, and that's from Samuel Lockhurst as well. Another thing from Warrior J, big up to Warrior J, he a real one. Thomas Frank is a strong contender for the Manchester United job. Should they change manager? That's from McGrath Mike on Twitter. And Warrior J, yeah, someone for the Manchester United fans will be keeping up at Carrington summer transfer special. You already know, so many things to discuss, so much. I'm glad we got at least, you know what I'm saying, a couple of hours here to get into all of this news. And get ready, people, because this is what the summer's going to be like. It's going to be crazier than usual. God, welcome to the show. My Don Ivorian in the building. Yes, Ivorian, what are you telling me, man?
Hey, what's up, Flawless, man? You know, man's good, man. Man's good. You know, it's been a wonderful weekend for us. You know, not collecting points, but 1 point. You know, but what can you say, Flawless? You know, a wonderful defeat against Arsenal, I would say, because obviously it could have been worse. We all thought it was going to be worse, isn't it, Flawless? But we happy with the 1-0.
It could have been. It could have been, and it's a sad state of affairs where we're at. When fans are coming out and saying it could have been worse, and at least it wasn't worse, and I hear that like 110%. It could have been, it definitely could have been worse, but then we could have got something from the game as well. But hey, we move. But we'll discuss all that. Well, first and foremost, let's get to the actual title of the podcast. Mm-hmm. Raphael Varane will leave Manchester United at the end of the summer. I think it's a terrible move. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a very, very bad idea, extremely bad idea. I'm extremely disappointed. I'm saddened by it. There was no con to me to keeping him. Even if he's not first team, you keep him as part of the quartet. You see what Manchester City do with John Stones. And bear in mind, Raphael Varane is much more available than John Stones. He's much more available than a Luke Shaw. He's been more available this season than a Lisandro Martinez, but people will tell you injuries. And even aside from all that, when he's played well. I thought this season, despite us having a shocking season, has been good. I thought last season he was a key factor in us having a good season. And even his first season, I thought he played well, even though he didn't play as often and there was injuries. Him as a part of a quartet, because we've been linked with Tosin, which we'll talk about. But him, Tosin, Martinez, and let's say it's Johnny Evans, for example, I use him, or Lindelof. That's not a bad four. I don't understand it. But welcome to the show as well, man. Like I said, man, it's his birthday, so get the birthday messages in the chat by like Sheik is in the cut. Yes, Sheik, what are you saying?
Big up shit. Happy birthday, bro.
Appreciate it. Doing good, man. Hey, but like the title of the video, what a way to start off the birthday, right? To see Rafael Varane
Yeah.
leave the club. Like I said, man, we'll get into it, but yeah, I'm sad, man. It's crazy. He's been one of our
Talk
better
about it now,
players in
fam.
the club.
Floor's
Yeah,
yours.
yeah.
Talk about it now.
I mean, there's people when we first signed him, oh, he's past it, he's injury prone, he's this and that. He's not been anywhere. He's not been any of those things at his time at the club. It's just unfortunately this season he's had a manager who's decided to just not keep him in the plans, and that's how it kind of started off like earlier this season. But I think this is a huge miss. Like Rafael Varane, even at this point, can go to a different team and still produce quality. Like he's not finished. We've seen performances of him even this year when he's been in and out of the team. He's still been like top quality. So it makes no sense. You better be signing a center back this summer. Like this, if you're replacing Rafael Varane, you have to sign a center back this summer. And yeah, I mean, I'm not happy about this, man. This is sad, to be honest. This pissed me off. I woke up and I checked like social media, and everyone's like Mercy Varane, Mercy Varane. I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
You know what, Sheik? I saw it coming. The Varane's exit from January when the talks was that Rafael Varane, in terms of the contract negotiations or renegotiations, hasn't gone well because Manchester United want him on a lower wage. I'm gutted that he's leaving, but I still expected it. One of the reasons why I'm gutted because I consider Rafael Varane as our best defender, second to Lisandro Martinez, and there's logic where you can think, hold on a minute, you know. We plan to let Maguire go. Johnny Evans will probably definitely leave on a free because his contract was only for 1 year. It'll be shocking if we extend it. You know, it means that we would have to wait for our actual number one centre back targets, or we're not getting the players that we get in the summer if we end up with Evans again. But yes, the fact that Lisandro Victor Lindelof as well is a player that's in contention of being sold. You're thinking, hold on a minute.
I love that. I didn't know that.
Hold the experience. Where's the experience? We don't want Maguire there for the experienced centre back. We've had enough, and we want him out before we get rid of Varane. Because Varane as well with that experience can also aid to who we've been linked to, Tosin Adebero. You know, he's giving him his knowledge and then etc. And obviously you got Willie Campbell-Waller. Who's he going to get the experience, the know-how from? Is it going to be Maguire if he's still here? Yeah, you don't want it to be Maguire. You don't want Maguire to pass down his knowledge to any of our defenders because he's a virus. It's toxic. You don't want that from him. You know, you're not the guy to show the young players what to do and how to learn how to become a proper centre back. But Varane, the only reason I can say, okay, I accept it is because, of course, you guys know the injury record, you know, the amount of time he's brought down, maybe because of the way he's been mismanaged, you know, brought in straight in after injury and then getting injured again, you know, not being able to play at least 2 to 3 games in a row from what we've been seeing of him catching injuries. But again, when he's there, he's fit, he's the best, you know. I'm gutted. I understand Manchester United, they want to cut down the wages, and they looked at Varane and said, you know what, if you're not willing to cut down on your wages to renew a new contract instead of triggering the extension clause, then we're going to have to let you go. And it will free up the wage budget. It's reportedly is on 350k, one of the highest at Manchester United, and it will give us a couple of millions to give it to a young centre back or maybe an established centre back that might come in. But I'm gutted. I am gutted that he's leaving. You know, he's my favorite defender at Manchester United, and I was hoping it'll be more than 3 seasons. I was hoping to go to 4 to 5 seasons. Him being there, we need his experience. We need that know-how in the squad. We need that person that's been there, won it, to tell these young bucks, yo, you men's play Fortnite too much, you know. How about you do some resting? How about you sleep a bit more? You know, those advice that the youngsters will respect. Ain't no youngster gonna respect Maguire's advice. They're gonna ask him, "What have you won? What have you won, Maguire?" Yeah, really, you relegation, you 2 times. You know, even in the England, even in the England team, you relegated from that Nations League.
You're talking about the Nations League.
Yeah.
Even Varane,
nation.
Even with the wages, I don't even hear that argument with the wages. Because if we clear out all the other rubbish, then them wages is pale in comparison. Let's say he is 350k a week. If we get rid of the players we're supposed to get rid of, which is pretty much everybody, that more than double the amount. If we get rid of Maguire, Lindelof, Bruno's been rumored to leave, which we'll get into. Let's say it's those three. So let's say what Lindelof's on 100k. Let's say, for example, I don't know what it is. I'm just throwing out these numbers. Let's say Lindelof's on 100k, Maguire's on 150, and Bruno's on 250. That's way more than this 350k that we're saving on this deal. What are we talking about here? And when did we stop paying good players good money? And that's what he is. Because he's been available, because people will look at his appearances this season. Remember, Ten Hag dropped him this season. There was games he was available on the bench that he did not play.
Yeah, I remember.
That's 3 or 4. So if you add that in, I don't see the issue with keeping him. I think it's a terrible move. And I think it goes to show that there is no idea of who the next manager is yet.
Do you think it's a do you think it's the manager move, or it's a Ineos move to try and clear a lot of things out?
They ain't picked a new manager yet. It's Ineos. I don't think they've picked a new manager. Because if they would have picked a new manager, the new manager might have said, you know what, I want to keep Varane around. And if the new manager didn't want Varane, I'm looking at you very funny.
Yeah.
What system or style you playing that Varane don't fit? I don't see the con to keeping him. What are the negatives? And people keep talking about wages. Look at everybody else's wages. Make it make sense.
Yeah, no one's earning their money right now.
We got players nowhere near his level making big money as well. So if you combine 5 or 6 players, it's much more than the 350k people keep talking about. You could easily clear 1.5, 2 million or 2 million. For real. If you total this up, how much is Rashford on?
350k. 350k.
So it's 350. So if you clear that, Bruno's on what? Let's say he's 250.
Probably, yeah,
what we're saying?
250, 200. Mason Mount's on 250k.
Okay, so we're already at 800, 900,000. Let's say we do get rid of Sancho because he doesn't stay. Sancho's on what, 150, 200?
Oh, no, he's on 300.
Oh, he's on
a lot of
money.
I don't know how much it is. But add Sancho's wages. We've just done $1 million. We just done 1 million. And that's excluding McTominay. That's excluding Maguire. That's excluding a Lindelof. Casemiro could potentially be leaving. How much is those 4 players on that I just mentioned?
Casemiro's on the highest, 350 apparently.
Yeah? So we're saying with those wages, what we're saying, 1.6, 1.7?
Yeah, easy.
A week.
And then there could be more.
Saving up 1.6, 1.7 a week.
You're going to save money. I don't know how much we were paying from Amrabat also too. Yeah. AW says don't agree with getting rid of Varane, but it's easier to move on one player on massive wages than 3 or 4. We're not moving him on, though. It's just his contract's run out. And
like
we
just didn't extend his contract.
You can move on anybody that's wrong. You can't move on anybody you want, but you can force out who you want. Say this all the time. I say this all the time. Look how quickly that Sancho deal got done.
Plus, also people like all year we've been talking. People ask us, who would you keep? Who would you keep? Who would you keep? I'm pretty sure all of us have said Raphael Varane.
Yeah, at least for a year or two.
I'm pretty sure all of us have said Raphael Varane, and there's other players who obviously need to leave this club, like, quicker than this guy, Raphael Varane, and like just because of that too, like all of us have said that Varane is still such an important player, and he's still quality. I still think that player is still there, and yeah, I mean I'm looking at Ineos now because now I'm looking at you guys must have some sort of replacement or plan for this.
I'm looking at Ineos and if they get rid of Varane, please don't keep Brexit English defender here. Because I know they're on this Brexit wave of getting a call of British players in to represent the club in the right manner, because we want to be proper Mank now. Not even proper Chelsea, proper Mank. That's what we want to be now. So I just hope they don't keep Maguire in just because we've got rid of Varane and probably Evans going to leave. And then again, you've got Lindelof, whose future is up in the air as well, man.
Jeez, so
who do we have left?
It's not a good move. And guys, that's what Manchester did not want to trigger his a contract extension, which means that he would be on the same money. They tried to negotiate. It goes both ways.
Should have just triggered it. Just for a year. What's a year?
Just for a year and see how it goes. Maybe
should have triggered it.
We are saving a huge amount of money from, like you said, if we sell Casemiro, if we sell Sancho, if we sell Maguire, we sell Lindelof, we release Evans, and I don't know who else of a scumbag.
And then you got Bruno. Look how much money we're talking.
Yeah, we save a lot of money.
We could easily clear 1.5 to 2 million in wages if that's what people are concerned about.
And again, if I rather keep him because I rather get rid of the scrubbish defenders and bring in some quality defenders and keep Varane, because Varane, I guarantee you, he will still be at that same level of quality with any of the players that we sign. He's already better than Maguire. He's been better than Maguire. He's better than Evans. He's better than Alessandro. He's better than Lindelof. He's up there. It's just injuries has hampered a bit, but still, Varane I would keep.
Yeah.
He was also one of our natural leaders in the team. Like, we don't
Exactly.
have any captains on our team. Bruno Fernandes is not a captain, man. When you look at experienced players in our squad at this moment, I look at Casemiro and I look at Varane because they've won trophies, big trophies at big clubs. Like, it is what it is, man.
We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, we'll see. You know, in regards to what the
do you
plan
know what?
is.
Yeah, it's a sad day because you want to throw this Varane in the middle of what just happened on the weekend and the flood and all that kind of, just to disturb us again. That's
we'll get to that.
The PR. Look, the last game's on Sunday. Save that news for Friday.
Yeah, they could have saved.
We're still mad.
I ain't even mad. I'm just broken. That's just what it is.
Nothing left. Ian build settings.
It really just gets worse and worse.
Go on, Sheik.
It really just keeps getting worse and worse, you know. So that's why we're all just looking at Ineos, man. Time to get to work. Season ends this week. What is it? The Sunday, right? Monday, I better see you on time. 9 a.m. You better show up. There's no showing up late. You better show up on time, and you better start getting to work, man. That's simple.
But it should be they'll be working behind the scenes anyway. But yeah, I get your overall point in regards to you're on the clock. So if they're all right, they're moving on Varane. Not happy about it. I do like the Tosin links. Don't know a lot about him, but I'm just glad we're being linked.
I don't know.
With his centre back.
See, Flawless.
Yo, he's athletic, man.
Yeah? Oh, come on. Let's not do this athletic and he can run your hard yards, get himself work hard. I just don't know.
No. It's not about the working hard. He's a centre back, yo. I watched that because I was there. I watched the game.
Please, someone tell me. Send me someone send me a link, a compilation so I can see, because I know nothing.
I just know he's. You know what? I think he's like 6'5".
That's nice.
I think he is.
Yeah,
so he wins everything in the air.
He should. He better if he's 6'5". At least he's a physical. You know what it is? I'm just at least looking for somebody who's physically imposing. One thing that was glaringly obvious when I watched the game is our lack of physical presence.
Yeah,
our lack of running power. Yeah, he's a centre back, so I'm not expecting him. I'm talking strength. We have no power. Ivorian is the point.
Yes, we
have a box with no
time.
punch.
All the time,
and we just get brushed aside. Like I'm watching the game and I'm going, there's no purpose. We do nothing with intent. You know what I'm saying? Zero. Like we just keeping the ball for keeping ball's sake. Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, the only good thing about this Tosin guy, the only good thing about this Tosin guy is that I'm reading it. He's also being linked to Newcastle and AC Milan, so that must be good. Linked to
because we're not the only ones in for him. Big up to Saeed for the raid first and foremost. Large up everyone who's just joined over from the raid every single time. Run up the likes though. Everybody who just joined from the raid. Everybody who was here. We're only at 20 likes and there's now over 170 people in here, so let's run up the likes. Let's get up to 70 likes, people. Like check 1212, like check 1212. Let's hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Keep all your questions Manchester United related. And Abdullah mentioned this. He says United could enter the race for Tosin, and interestingly Tosin's agent was at Old Trafford for the Arsenal game. Hey, I'm all for it. Like I said, do I know a lot about him? No, I don't, but someone in the chat, I'm sure somebody will know more about him than I do. So let me know, people, in regards to your thoughts on Tosin. I don't know if either of you two know a lot about him. I don't.
No, I'm
not sure.
I don't. But all I'll say is when it comes to signings like this, and we've said this before, is that again, I'm looking at, because I think Barada is still at the club, right now, right?
Yeah, but they're not working.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this signing to be another one of those things where if he fits the style that you're trying to go for next summer and the profile that you're looking for. I hope we're not just signing players because like other teams are going for players and let's just join this race. He's probably going to be good because Newcastle and some other teams are going for him. So let's not do none of that. Let's seriously, like I said, get to work, sit down, have a game plan on the type of profile of players that you're looking to get and the style of play that you want to implement into the team and who you want to get rid of and all that stuff too. If Varane is someone who you want to get rid of, yes, I'm gutted about it, but it's cool. Now I'm looking at how you're going to replace this situation, how you're going to fix this situation, because it's a pretty big situation. Varane was our best center back. And yeah, now if we're looking to get Tosin, cool. I'm for it. I mean, I have to watch. Go on.
Now I was gonna say, I'm just looking at. He's actually Manc born and bred. I didn't know he was born in Manchester.
Manc born and bred. Oh, is he British? Is he English? Is he Nigerian?
Oh yeah. No, probably English of Nigerian descent.
Yeah, the guy's 26, 27 years old.
He's 26.
How's he not had a debut if he's being
the England manager?
Oh yeah, Gareth Scrubgate. No, Gareth Solskjaer, as I call him.
There we go.
No, Gareth Solskjaer as well, because
he's been capped for England all the way from.
Yes.
He's been capped England under 17s, under 16s,
Mm-hmm.
under 17s, under 18s, and under 19s. But yeah, he was at City, didn't play. Then he was at West Brom on loan. Was at Blackburn Rovers on loan, and then even Fulham. He's made 116 appearances for Fulham since 2020 in the past 4 years.
Do you know what, my bad? Do you know what? Since
I don't know anything about him. I'm not going to lie.
On me. You see, if we did have such a poor season, I'll be watching Match of the Day and watching the more highlights of other teams. Yeah. It's just that ever since Fergie left, Match of the Day has been a blur for me most majority of the time because it's been a bad week. I don't watch that when we lose. I only watch when we win. So I'll probably watch more about him.
Hey, Steve Kaneki, I don't want you might be in the chat. Let us know because I don't know if anyone in the chat, like, again,
and Jez as well.
Jez, what's his profile
well,
like? Don't say like I don't care about like the quality, like who's he like in the Premier League. You can go, oh, he's like such and such, whether he's better or whether he's worse. But at least it shows we're on the front foot, at least because like Varane's definitely leaving. You've already mentioned Lindelof leaving. We know Maguire could potentially leave. Johnny Evans could potentially leave. So we're going to need centre backs, even if Varane had stayed. So
yeah,
it's a positive. It's a step in the right direction. Now what we're gonna get onto, which is news I never thought I would see because there's nothing that ever happens with this guy in regards to this. Warrior J, I say again, Manchester United players have doubts that Bruno Fernandes will remain at the club next season. Fernandes is believed to be receptive to leaving Manchester United. Bayern Munich and Inter Milan are understood to be interested. That's from Samuel Luckhurst. We'll go to you first on that, Ivorian. Thoughts?
I welcome it. It with open hands. You know, if I had the opportunity to pack his bag, pack his stuff, and drop it in a car, take him to the airport, and even drive him to the hotel in the club or the country that he's going to be at, I would do it all. Because you know what? I've had enough. Bruno ain't no winner to me. You know, he hasn't really won anything. You talk about being the most creative midfielder out there, and you look at our team unable to score goals. Yeah, our strikers not really being fed by our number one playmaker, our talisman. I just see it. I've had enough. I've seen 3 or 4 years. Bruno's been here for close to 5 years, and I've never seen a 90 minutes where he's played consistently well. You know, I keep questioning, and I ask people, name me a game where Bruno played from minute 0 to 90 minutes, and he was the talisman. He controlled the game. You know, everything was around him. He was setting up everyone. You can hardly tell me that with your chest. I'm tired, man. I've always said it with Bruno Fernandes and also Marcus Rashford. It's about time we get rid of them because I feel like we can never progress. Yes, we saw it on the weekend without these players. We're not as good as we are. But we can be better without Bruno, you know. We can be.
Oh, let's just dispel that shit. Sorry to cut you off. I'm tired. This ain't aimed at you. That you said this. I've seen people trying to run that nonsense, talking about with Bruno and Rashford, how much different these games would be and how much better. Like we haven't been shit all season, people.
We've been shit.
We've been awful the entire season. Our attack has been woeful the entire season. Our attack was substandard and mediocre last season. What are we talking about? And these two played the vast majority of this season and the vast majority of last season, in particular Bruno, who does not miss games. What are we talking about here? We are on course for our lowest goals scored ever in the Premier League and our lowest goals tally ever. So the stats say that and the eye test back it up that going forward, we suck with these, man. What is going on? Talking like we got Ronaldinho and Brazilian Ronaldo coming back. Is it Kaka and Hernan Crespo coming back to play for Manchester United? Foolishness. Absolute rubbish. Absolute nonsense. Sorry, I just had to
No, absolutely. I get you. Like I said earlier on, yeah. One of the things you see, the most on stats record. He creates a lot of chances. He's got the most chance created.
That's another thing
kind of
for who?
And for who? For who exactly? You look at our players. Nobody's got more than 10 goals.
Who's missing that? Even the outside of the goals, Ivorian. Who's missing all these chances?
No one, because we don't teams take shots.
All these, with Liverpool, we can use it as an example. Nunes misses hella chances. We can point to Nunes and go, Nunes misses a lot, as does a Diaz, as does a Salah, as does pretty much their entire attack. Who's missing all these chances that he's creating for them?
I don't see it, bro.
Ireland don't get shots.
I know you don't get opportunities. You don't get the ball
Right,
pass.
cool.
Majority of the time, I see the opposition's goalkeeper with their gym mat doing their stretches in goal. You know, taking a tea break. They're not really being contested. You know what I mean, guys. So yeah, but with Bruno Bonham, bro, I've always said we won't win anything significant with Bruno and Rashford forefront in our team, spearheading it, because the decision making they make is poor. They're like Dom and Doma, the Trucker brothers together. Whenever I see them two, or it's Bruno and Rashford heading on to go on site, I've seen a lot of times of them making a horrendous mistake, a howler, the wrong pass, you know, and it's just been disgusting. But with Bruno, I welcome it, you know. Manchester United, for us to progress, we may have to sacrifice our best players. And if we do, we might progress. It is life, man. Listen, no one's great at this club. Bruno's not the best player.
Sorry to cut you off again because the chat are speaking fact.
Yeah, the most
Justin,
chances.
you tell me. Bruno creates the most chances ever, but then Højlund gets no service. So who's he creating the chances for?
Exactly. Rashford.
Which one is
Rashford.
it? I don't get this shit.
No, I
man.
know. Bruno loves to pass the ball to Marcus Rashford.
Why
That's
are we
Rashford.
doing like?
As bad as Rashford's been, I can't say he's missed a whole heap of chances this season.
Yeah.
How many one-on-one? How many times have we been talking and go, you know what? Rashford missed bare chances in this game.
Yeah,
he
we
missed
have
a
not
whole
said
heap of
this.
chances.
We have
Anthony
not
missed a
said
whole
this.
heap of chances. Diallo missed a whole heap of chances. Who's missing who? Anthony, who? So you're creating these chances for who? Sound like a owl. Who? Who? Someone tell me, please. I beg. Somebody please tell me which attacker of ours that we missed. And they did the Men in Black thing and they missed all these chances that I missed, because I've watched every game. You lot have seen me here, bar the Arsenal game, which I was at. Me and Sheik have been here week in, week out, sometimes twice a week, all competitions. Who missed all these chances? Please. What all these one-on-ones Højlund missed? Tell me.
He's never got a one-on-one.
Tell me. You know what I'm saying, what are we talking about here?
Let me tell you something.
Man,
Do you know who's assisted Højlund the most? Our goalkeeper.
Yeah, like what was it Onana that missed all these chances? How you have the chances, most created chances, and Højlund gets no, and we say not even Højlund, our attack get no service. As bad as Rashford's been, he don't get no service. Is it Garnacho?
I don't know, man.
I haven't seen Garnacho missing a whole heap of chances.
I've not seen
Somebody please tell me, man, because my head's hot right now. Someone tell me this.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. Well, welcome Eddie into the building as well. Maybe he's got the answers. Yes, Eddie. What are you saying, family?
Nah, you feel me? I heard it was a Bruno roast session, and that's like my fucking bat signal. So I wanted to show up. You know?
You got your bat signal up, yeah?
Yeah, that's bat signal, man. Dog, it was a Bruno Cook session, and the bat signal went up. Yeah, hey, man. Nothing can save your favorite marathon runner, people. He's a scrub. Arriva Dirts. You send his ass to Bayern, send his ass to Inter, send his ass to the MLS, Saudi Arabia, Antarctica, Russia with the homie dodging cases. They can make it an exquisite attacking option together. And nothing you can put in numbers will save this bum. I try to tell y'all this, man.
I'm lost.
I tried my best.
My head is really hot. Hey, Justin, that's spot on. And yeah, AW, you saying the same thing. I want to know, hey, someone in the chat tell me, if someone's actually got the stats, who's missed the most big chances for us? Big chances and chances in regular. Like I would love to know this season who's missed the most big chances, because I don't remember us having shots. Never mind big chances.
We're watching the same games.
We not, man. We watching Manchester United in an alternate universe.
Yeah,
in Spider-Man when you go through the Spider-Verses, we elsewhere from what everyone else is watching.
Yeah, but Justin sees it completely different. I said Justin's been catfish. You know, I've always said that Bruno's a prime example of a catfish. You talk to a girl, approaches him and asks him, "What do you do?" "I'm a footballer," and they ask him, send me a picture, show me how good you are, show me a video, and he will send you his pictures of his stats. And you're there thinking, "Oh, you must be world class. Now you're gonna come and see me, babe." She goes there, she sees him play for the first time, and you're like, this is not the player that I saw of the pictures that you showed me. You cannot be that same player that's got X amount of goals, X amount of assists, and look at you in real life. Horrible, man. Justin, you've been catfished. I found out years ago. I was like, you know what? This guy ain't good. He can't pass. He can't dribble. You know, he can't beat a man. He can't beat a man. And of course, his decision making is horrible.
Hey, to
This is
Warrior
a
J,
camp.
the question I asked was it was two. It was who's missed the most big chances for Manchester United this season. So if you can get a list, that'd be great. And just
My
who's
money's
missed the
on
most chances
Hoyland.
in general. You know what? I'd love to know the number in regards to how many games he's played because I don't remember Hoyland. As much as I'm critical of him missing a whole heap of chances. Where I go, yeah, you should have scored. So Hoyland's missed 13 big chances in the Premier
13
League.
big chances. Man.
He's missed 13 big chances in 36 games. In 36 games, he's missed 13 big chances. What's the rest of the list? Rashford and Bruno at 7 each. So you got to take Bruno out because he can't create for himself. So you've got Rashford on 7 and Hoyland on 13. So, and who else? What's the rest of the list? So there's nobody else apart from Hoyland who's in double figures, but this man creates all these chances.
For real.
But Hoyland's the only one in double figures of missed big chances. Garnacho's with 8.
I would have guessed that too.
Like, here one we played there. Is that all season or is that just the Premier League for those dropping numbers in the chat? Like, is that all over everything, or is it just the league season? But even if it's just the league, so we have one. So what my point is, where is this elite chance creating if we've only have one player who's at double figures of missed big chances?
I've only seen Hoyland sets himself up for majority of his goals. Most of his goals he's ran into players and smashed it. So I've never seen him being set up by any of the players apart from a couple of goals. But majority of his goals, he's done it on his own.
Outrageous. Hey, Justin, A1 comment, man. A1 comment. But sorry, Varane, for cutting you off. Go on, carry on
cool,
about the Bruno thing.
I'm good, man. I'm just done with the scrub, man. I welcome it, you know. I will have no remorse. Like people say, you Bruno holics, you Bruno fanboys can cry to me, but I'll be like, you know what? I don't care. Like, I really don't care because he hasn't proven to me anything. You know, Sporting Lisbon, they were able to win the league after he left. You know, while he was there, they weren't winning anything. The moment he left, they won the league. Yeah. You look at us. What have we won under Bruno? The Carabao Cup, and that's it.
Anyway, even the mainstay.
It wasn't the main thing. You look at every competition that we've had. Did he spearhead it? No. Like you look at the Europa League that we was in. How great did he play? Was he the main guy all the time? Assistant? Probably it was anyway. But he wasn't really. The impact that he's had so far, Bruno's magic lasted one season. At first, because we was desperate. We enjoyed that Bruno moment for the first season. We was desperate. We was used to not being fed properly, not being bathed properly, nobody caring about us, no one even bothered about us until Bruno came in. We was desperate for a good player that can create something. And then he came in a season and a half, scored the goals, scored a amount of goals. Then you started realizing the truth that he's not good. Like I said before, he can't pass, he can't shoot, he can't pass the ball he can't retain possession. And this is a center midfield player. And the fundamental characteristics of a midfield player, especially a playmaker, is being able to retain the ball, pass 5 yards, the pass to 20 yards, the long balls, especially, and of course, create chances. And dictate. People need to understand a midfielder needs to be able to dictate the tempo, to control the whole situation. Everything runs through you, big man.
Yeah. For real. Like it is. Eddie, stupid question, but thoughts on the news that Bruno Fernandes could potentially be leaving Manchester United.
Let me tell you something. This should not be just a holiday for the UK. What y'all call bank holidays? It should be a worldwide holiday. There should be a parade if it goes through. There should be a fucking address from Prince, whoever the fuck is running Buckingham Palace right now. Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen. People, you've already pissed me off because you brought your pitchforks out to drive Varane out of Manchester United. So now I have to worry about possibly dealing with Harry Maguire as a starting center back alongside Lisandro Martinez if he, doesn't party his ass off too much between now and the Copa Americas.
Oh yeah, let's hope Argentina don't win it. He might still
let's hope Argentina don't win it. We won't see that man for 2 months. And when we do see him, God bless his soul, He gonna look like Maradona at 50. That's what he gonna look like. I'm telling you right now, man. With Bruno gone, I'll be a bit happier. But for right now, shit. You're telling me we're gonna be in no competitions next season other than the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup.
Yeah, I agree
and
with
I probably will still have to deal with Garnacho in the front three, Anthony in the front three, and Hoyland. Hey, bruh. Woo. It's looking peak right now. Unless Ineos does a Mazzolini and they just get a couple of those signings right on the money. Hey, this is going to continue, people. This level of play might look different, but the results will still be the same. Now, can we deal with performances being better, but results looking the same? I think we can. Because at that point, we'd understand we're in a rebuilding phase. But Bruno Fernandes leaving will let me know these people are serious about rebuilding Manchester United. Because with him as your talisman, he has brought us absolutely nothing that we did not already have. Nothing. We were getting Carabao Cups before he showed up. We were in Europa League finals before he showed up. We were in FA Cup finals before he showed up. Fuck it. We were in the Champions League knockout stages before he showed up.
True that. Talk about it.
He's done nothing of significant value for this club. So, I might be tempted to buy a flight just to see him walk out the door. But, we'll see if it happens.
We'll see. Because, like I said, I just like the fact that the links, they've been consistent over the past few days and strong as well. And you know what? It makes sense Bayern Munich being linked to them because they've made some bad moves. And they're being rejected left, right, and center. Yeah, go on, Ivorian.
Was it a couple of weeks ago where Bruno was saying that all he's thinking about right now is the FA Cup final and the Euros. And then we'll talk about the summer. So I think there is some truth in this one. That he potentially thinking about leaving.
Yeah, and I'm all for it. Let me, before she comes back, I'll give my thoughts on it. Cool. And I'd even look at it from the standpoint Eddie just made, where if he leaves, it's a big statement. And we've spoke about this before, but if he was to leave, how much of a statement of intent that is from Ineos. That lets everybody know nobody is safe if he does indeed leave. And you know what? I look at Ineos and go, okay, huge step in the right direction. Fantastic. Because I didn't think this was possible. If someone would have said to me, who's one player you think guaranteed is staying and will be here next season, it would have been Bruno Fernandes. I didn't see him leaving, but it seems we're not up to his standards. It seems, because it's saying he's receptive to leaving. You just mentioned the quotes that he stated, Ivorian, about, well, after the FA Cup and after the Euros, I decide, which means you are looking away. Hey, feel free, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we got to do to make you leaving this club as comfortable as possible for you, I am here for it. And no, all expenses spared, man. No, yes, all expenses spared. Don't worry.
You know what I want to see?
Go on, Eddie.
Him go to Inter, right? Inter be on a 3-on-1 break, and he gives one of those fucking souvenirs to the owners. And in return, they throw fucking coins at this guy. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm here for. He thinks he's that dude. He thinks he's him.
Yeah, we're not up to his standards. And you know what?
In the words of one of my RAs, you think you fly, I'll be the one to cut your wings off. So let's see it, Playboy. Let's see it.
I'm all for it. And this could be, and I think Saeed had mentioned this last week or the week before, and we was talking about Manchester United potentially or not potentially being in Europe. And as bad as it would be being out of Europe altogether, and I genuinely think we will be, I think we'll finish 8th. It's good for the squad because a lot of players might want to leave because they want to be in Europe. A lot of players don't want to be out of Europe. One, just because from a playing standpoint, you know what I'm saying, you want to be in Europe and showcase your skills. 2, on some points, ego. And 3, also the financial hit. Because I'm sure your wages will take some form of a hit percentage-wise because you're not in Europe. So I'm all for it. And it's less game time as well because you're only playing once a week. So it's it's less game. There's no midweek game. So, hey, if we got to finish 8th to get rid of these, man, cool. I'm all for that. If this is the reset, I'm cool with that.
And do you know
Like,
what's great,
go on.
Flawless, to the fact that Manchester United don't make it to Champions League? I've read somewhere in all the players' contract, if they don't qualify for Champions League, their wages reduced by 30%.
Oh yeah. Love that.
Beautiful.
These man need to- yeah. These man need to take a hit without
take a
that.
hit.
Without that.
Yeah.
Sheep,
They
what
don't
you saying,
deserve
man?
it.
Bruno could be leaving. Talk to us.
Yeah, man. Fucking couldn't be happy as shit. Finally, about time. This guy's had one Champions League knockout game in his whole career at Manchester United, man. Only a good 18 months. Like, good riddance. That's really just what it is. Good riddance, man. He's like you guys have said, he's hyped way too much. Chances created. Guys, we're in week 36, 37. We're talking about Bruno and Rashford should have played. Have you seen the rest of the season? What about the other 36 games?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are we having these conversations? It makes no sense, man. The season's done. We've lost to teams like Bournemouth 3-0 at home, man. And you're talking about shit like, oh, Bruno and Rashford should have played. Oh, we only lost 4-0 and that's without Bruno. Oh, we lost 7-0 with them. Your fucking point, man. Like, it makes no sense, man. But yeah, this guy needs to go, man. For real. Like, he got gassed up because Kevin De Bruyne one time said in an interview, oh, yeah, I think Bruno Fernandes is the best. Another example why players probably shouldn't be managers. And we've seen that in the past, too. Guys like Frank Lampard, guys like Ole, guys, Wayne Rooney, all these managers, man. Like, another reason. I hope Kevin De Bruyne isn't a manager. Probably pick players like Bruno's profile or some shit.
I think
But
it
yeah,
shows
Bruno.
it shows why top quality players are not, sorry to cut you off, don't become good managers. I think it tells you. Go on, carry on, Sheik.
But yeah, this guy, it's about time. And like you guys have said, I completely agree. Like Ineos have, like I said, I'm hurt by the fact, and I'm sad that they're getting rid of Raphael Varane. I think they could have had a different outcome in that situation. But I'm also very, very happy that they've taken this big step of trying to get someone like Bruno Fernandes out of the club if he wants to leave. And Bruno Fernandes is kind of like a fan favorite. Like a lot of us, the minority don't rate him, but most of the people do rate him in our club. And that's good. This is a statement. This is a statement from Ineos, like, all right, we're done with this bullshit, and we're actually looking to progress. So let's see it. It's not. I'm not saying I'm Ineos in with this decision or whatever. There's still tons and tons of work to do, but this is definitely a step into the right direction. Get this guy out today, man. Don't let him play the rest of the games, man. You want to leave? You thinking about leaving? All right, just stay at home. If you're just thinking about it, yeah. Why are you gonna show up to training? Why are you gonna play all of that shit? Just go have a dinner with the squad after the season is over. Call it quits. Pack your bags. You're gone.
Right.
Yeah, I'm fully with it. Like if any of us do this, I'd be like, I wasn't familiar with your game. You know what I'm saying? I owe you some form of an apology. That's what I'd say. Big up Rhino in the building as well. Yes, fam. What are you saying? You good?
Yes, sir. Shout out, Rhino.
Big up, man. What's good, man? What's
man.
saying?
Rhino, man. Bless, man. Good to see you. Thoughts? Obviously, reports stating coming out that Bruno could be leaving Bayern Munich and Inter Milan, rumored to be interested. Thoughts?
Yeah, this is where it is, to be honest, man. If that's the direction that we're going in, let's do it. Like I said, right now, I'm not into all of the intricate details and who we like, who we don't like, who's playing better, who made the mistake and all of that. Do you know what I mean? I'm just right now looking at the whole picture of the system of this club. You know, since we've started with Ten Hag, we started on an upward trajectory to a degree. And now, we're in a spiral. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of mismanagement with the players. There's a lot of, since the fact that he didn't set up a system, it's caused a lot of damage now. So whether, people want to get onto Højlund or people want to talk about Garnacho or Casemiro, I'm hearing, there's so many people that everyone's targeting. I think we've passed all of that for me, in my opinion. The system has not been set up correctly for any of these players to thrive. You've seen good players come here and fail. You've seen players that are meant to be progressed in the right direction still fail or not progress at all. Kobe Mainoo's starting to digress, and he's our best player. Casemiro, now everyone wants to talk about his age, which is fair enough because that could be a part of it, but the system's not helping him anyway. So if we haven't put him in the best environment for him to get the best out of someone like Casemiro, I don't even want to look into, yes, I can partly blame him, but I'm just looking at everything now. Do you know what I'm saying? People talk about Højlund this and he's poor and whatever. Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff to work on, but is he in an environment where he can develop? No. So I just feel like I can't judge nobody right now. I can to a degree, but that's not the main thing. The main problem now is to find some direction in this club, see where we're going, get this guy Ten Hag out. Yes, maybe he might thrive somewhere else, but it just seems like this is not the job for him. Irrespective of the structure around him, the tools that he has to play with, he's not using them correctly. So if Bruno's on the verge of going to someone like Bayern Munich, and there is truth behind it, we don't know, because we're going to get a lot of rumors from now to the start of next season. Then so be it. I'm all for it.
It's a decent source, though.
It's a decent
It is
source
kind of
as
like,
well.
yeah. Samuel Luckhurst is not. He's not like 100%, but he's not a joke. It's not.
But he is a Manchester United hater, though. We know that.
All right, so if he's a Manchester United hater, he'd want Bruno to stay.
No, I know. No, I'm just saying that he brings news, negative news.
If I'm anti-Manchester United, I keep.
But this is not negative news. This is more like a positive news for us. It might be a negative news for Bruno fans, but for me, it's
yeah. They in the mud.
And just to answer Salim, saying he won't ever develop. Last year, was anyone talking about Solanke? Was anyone talking about Watkins 2 years ago? Was anyone saying, trust me, if you just give them the right system, watch? Now, all of a sudden, Solanke's a baller. Watkins is such a, oh my God. Like, so what we doing here? So if you can't see potential in people, if you can't see potential in people because we're not psychic, why are we now going to judge Højlund? We can, because think about it like this. Last year or 2 years ago, when you look at strikers like Solanke and whatever, maybe you can argue that there were certain fundamentals that you can see, but it wasn't gassed about. It wasn't hyped like how it is now. So that's why I'm not going to really get into the... Look, I'm talking about all players. I'm not just talking about Højlund. I'm talking about even Casemiro. I'm talking about Garnacho. I'm talking about everybody.
You've literally mentioned everyone,
You feel me? Ahmad came into the team, like he's done well, but soon you start to see everyone does well for a while. Kobe Mainoo's our best player, and look at him now. He's still doing well, but he's the system's failing him. So drowning. I just feel like right now we just build a team around the youth. Then next season, if we build a good system and he still doesn't have the fundamentals, Højlund can go as well. What is people shocked that I'm saying that, or do not?
There.
People don't listen to what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? They just think I'm defending him and I'm trying to blind faith. No, not you guys. I'm just saying in general. You know what I mean? A lot of people listen to conversations and then they think it's blind faith and they think, oh my gosh, Rhino, just accept it. And another thing to accept is we are not that club right now to say that we have standards. So of course, all of us have standards. All of us want the best players at our club. We want to be a Man City where our bench players are a lot of first team players and other squads. We want that. But right now, we have to be realistic with where our club is at. We can all ask for high standards. We can all ask for Garnacho to be a third level player, and we have like a top winger like Vinicius, and we have top quality players. But we're not at that point. We need to build at where we're at realistically, attract the players that are going to come with the right profiles, and just build the right direction. So that's where I'm at. So sorry to cut you off, Eddie, as well. My bad.
No. You're doing great, boss. Don't even trip. Let me ask you, because to kind of, I think, illuminate where you're at. If you say this is Project Manchester United, right? Are you starting your project with an Olise or a Højlund?
Oh, good question.
To be honest, the fact that we've spent a lot of money on Højlund and the fact that we haven't really seen him in the system, I think I'll take both of them because I think they'll complement each other.
Let's say you have to choose one. Let's say you had to choose one. Yeah.
That's a good question, I think it would depend on number one, what direction we're going in. Because if you go with the Elise model, you don't want to put him in a situation where he goes backwards and he doesn't thrive. You know what I'm saying? So if you put if you're going down the Elise model and you're going to put a midfield around him to complement that and have a system where it's going to work, then I'll go with that. Whatever works for the whole system. That's what I'm on.
I'm at the point where I'm like, just go get them both. Go Palace.
Do what you got to do, man.
Do you think?
Like I'm saying, you know what? Go get both. Might as well go on, Eddie. Go on.
Yeah. Do you think? Because I'm getting to that. Do you think it'd be easier to build around Højlund or easier to build around Olise?
Well, it depends because Olise sometimes he's always injured, man. And
we had that. No,
let's say in a perfect world, right?
He had the injury this season, but last season he played.
Last season,
Last season he played most.
This season.
Ineos put all their cards on the table, right? And they're listen, whatever this brother needs to be successful, we're gonna do it, right?
Olise, bro.
Yeah, I think I've got an answer, Eddie. I think I've got an answer. I think Elise's profile is more Ahmad's profile, right? So if we're gonna focus on profiles and using money correctly, there's no point of spending more money on someone that we kind of already have already.
Okay. I hear that. I think for me, right, with the Højlund, like again, people know this. I'm not a fan at all. I'm not a fan at all.
Yeah, my
But
bad. My mic disconnected.
objectively speaking, I
Yeah,
can sit here and say he's been set up to fail.
Yeah.
That's something that's I feel like people, you might have your thoughts about him as a player, but like Rhino has said, not a single player has been set up to succeed at United since honestly the Van Gaal days.
Yeah.
And it has
And
continued
Eddie,
with
to add on
Eric
to
Ten
that,
Hag.
irrespective of how good or bad a player is, anyway, just to make that clear.
It's
like,
just
It's
just
all-
the
it's all of
structure
them.
of how they play football and how we get them ready to play football and the type of ecosystem we put around our players to play the type of football we want to play. But this is the biggest indictment I always go back to with Ten Hag. You can look up the quote, people. This man literally said, I would not be at Manchester United if I did not believe in the structure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are his words.
That's why I don't give him an out when people try and blame the structure for his personal, like his
actions.
You know what you was walking into. You was fully aware.
Exactly.
You weren't blinded. You knew what this girl was like walking into the relationship. You knew she was crazy, and then you come home and your windows pop through and act surprised. You knew what it was from the jump. You knew she was crazy. Like, what are we doing now?
That's it. That's where I'm getting at.
That's why I don't, and I agree with you to an extent, right, in regards to players being set up to fail. You and Eddie on that without doubt. But to me, like I always say, there's still certain things you can do. I put it as a rap. If you're a rapper, musician, or use rap music and hip hop as an example. If you're a rapper, you should still rap. Your lyrics should be to a certain level. Maybe the production is awful. Maybe the label you're on is terrible. Maybe you don't have the promo, but the bars should be there. That should be there, because that is the one thing as an artist you control. The hook, you know what I'm saying? Your song structure should be there. You should be able to write hooks. You should be able to write subhooks, even if the instrumentals is terrible. Because I was there for this game, because I went to the Arsenal game, and Højlund did nothing. That's my biggest problem.
Flawless. Just because they made the beat on GarageBand doesn't mean you can't lay some bars down. You feel me?
That's true.
That's where I'm at.
But do you know what is flawless, yeah? Do you know what is flawless for me, yeah?
Go on.
Sorry to cut. Do you know what it is, yeah? Because a lot of rifle fans are even with what I'm saying, and they are people that have, in a sense, they're in better positions. Like someone like Liverpool, yes, they've had a shaky last few games, but they're in a better position than us. A lot of Arsenal fans talk about Højlund and say that if they was in Arsenal's team, or even Liverpool. I was watching the Coppish, big up the Coppish lads, and they were talking about have Højlund in their team, and they're probably more near challenging because of the fact that they don't have a lot of finishers in terms of finishers.
And the way I disagree with that, because me and Hassan was just having that debate on Back Again. Talking about Nunes. And I said the one thing that Nunes does that Højlund doesn't is Nunes will consistently make the run. Whether he's offside 20 times. Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. Or 30 times. Like I think he's been offside 50 times in the last 2 seasons. I'm watching Højlund. He does not make, I can't even say he makes bad runs. He makes no runs. You are
He used to though. So I just feel like the confidence and everything's just like we've seen a lot of players. Like look at Sancho. The moment he's gone to it, yes, people want to talk about the leagues different, but the moment he's out of this environment, he's himself again. This club just blocks these players' mentality. I don't know what it does to them, if it's some sort of juju or something, But as soon as when they walk through the tunnel, their brain, they're frazzled, bro.
It's what you said earlier, being set up to fail. So when you know
and they're pampered.
A
lot of them are pampered punks, bro. Be real.
Let me get to
I hear it though.
Big up to Swayway for the super chat. He says, "Freaky ass captain here, mutant god." Big up to you. I've been bumping that tune ever since. Every day, man.
I just clocked,
Every day. I just be like, mustard on that beat. Oh, like for no reason whatsoever. Like for real, Eddie. Like that tune is rent free in my head.
Dog. Well, let me tell you something. I've already seen the clips. We got grandmas, grandpas, aunties, uncles hitting the two-step to OB Ho out here on the West Coast. It's lovely, bro. We two-stepping on your grave, my boy. Aubrey, get up, Aubrey. Come on, Aubrey. Get up, Aubrey.
Big up to Ada Whaley for the super chat. Much appreciated as well. Says, Amma can play 10 while Elise plays right wing. See, that sounds fire on paper. Hey, go get Eze, Elise, and have those three behind the striker. I'm with that. Again, will we do that? Who knows? But I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm all for that that would be a step in the right, or steps, I should say, in the right direction. But big up for the super chat. Before we continue to run up the likes. Still over 240 of
Smash
you
the
lot in
likes.
here. Only at 100 likes, so let's get up to 150. Like check 1212. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to all the ManDem. Links are underneath in the description. Ivorian's channel, Red United TV, Sheik's channel, Sheik TV, Rhino's channel, Rhino MG TV, all underneath in the description, people, all there. And not just on this live stream, every other live stream as well, people. Their links are there, and the feature channel page as well. And big up to Adewale for another super chat. Appreciate it. He says, why do some United fans feel like Bruno is the best thing since sliced bread? And see what we're going to do when Bruno leaves, as if better players haven't left this club. Varane and Cass about to leave.
Yeah.
Adewale, valid point, big up for the super chat. Secondly, the reason why is because of GNA. That's what it is. A GNA and a passion merchant. You mix those two things in, then United fans, and I agree. Because I've seen all the greats in the Premier League era, I pretty much remember leaving. I am not going to cry about Bruno Fernandes leaving when I've seen a Scholes leave and a Keane leave and a Ronaldo leave that broke me. And I've seen Van Nistelrooy leave and I've seen Van Persie leave and Giggs, and the list goes on and on. And we've seen Eric Cantona leave.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Retired.
You see,
When he had time.
When he had time, he didn't even like. It's not even like he got old and it was like, all right, you need to
retired
be
at 30.
And you think I'm going to be fussed about Bruno Fernandes leaving? And I've seen I've seen John O'Shea leave. You know what I'm saying, what we talking about here? Pat G Sung. I'm saying,
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, man.
It's that old adage. They say sometimes people mistake movement for progress.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite sayings, because a lot, and this is, I'll use this analogy in studio. Like, a man thinks because he's going to studio every day, like it means that he's putting in work. If you're going there and you're not being effective, what's the point? You know, you have to try and work on like going there and then being productive. Like, don't, just because you go 7 times a week, it doesn't mean that you're putting in more work than someone that goes 5 times a week, but they make bigger songs than you. So like, just because you're moving, you think you're progressing. So such a good statement. Trust me.
Yeah, you sound like Bruno, bro. Like, because he's available every game.
Yeah.
I seen
you could be going around in circles. You could be sideways. You could be going backwards. Moving doesn't mean you're going forwards. Forwards is the only way you're progressing. So
what Eddie said. About don't mistake movement for progress. That's right, man. What did Russell Westbrook say about Pat Bev, man? He just out there running around tricking y'all. That's the same
running
thing.
around.
Is that
basketball? Yeah. They was going back and forth, and he said that. Sheik, I seen you throw your hands up when you seen this thoughts on the super chat.
No, I 100% agree. Why do some United fans feel like Bruno is the best thing since sliced bread, man? I'll never understand, man. Like, if I can really think of one game that Bruno's actually played well, it's probably the Leeds game, start of the season, like 2 years ago. That's probably the only game I can think of. Other than that, there's not a single game. Seriously.
I just think they're obsessed, man, because of course, like I said it early on, at the start when Bruno came, we needed someone like him. You know, we was desperate, we was hungry, we were not getting fed well. You know, no one's talking to us nicely. We asking for change on the street. They don't want to give us the change. We was desperate. And then when he came in, it's like, our answers, to our prayers, the guy is assisting. He's got himself. He had a very good impact when he joined us in January, and we had that little COVID era, and he played well. The second season, he scored about 27 goals or 28 goals in all competition. And then after that, he faded away, but they still won't let that go. You know what? Bruno fans remind me of Drake fans. They're not accepting that Drake's losing his beef, bro.
You know what?
That's what it sounds like.
You know what?
It sounds like it.
Yo, they the same.
Yeah, they're the same.
They the same. That is facts. Because it's like Drake fans can't just, he lost, it's okay, man. He's all right. He's okay. Like, you lost. It's not like you lost to a scrub. You lost to Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the best rappers we've ever heard. Like, what are we talking about here? Yeah, you're right in regards to the same Bruno fans are like Drake fans. Leon, what are you saying, fam? You good?
Big
up, Leon. What you saying?
It's a reality. Give us some reality, bro.
What you saying? Thoughts?
It's been an emotional afternoon, man.
Talk about it.
It's been, I don't know, man. It's been up and downs a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Just had a bit of Wiz Khalifa on. See you again on that, Rafa. So it's been,
I talk about that. Raphael Varane leaving.
Yes. He's not the same.
It's been emotional, man. Like, it's that video, like, Rafa's gone, man. Do you know what I mean? So, all you, man, that Do you know what I'm saying? All you man that love Maguire and that. That's your blueprint for the next season, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you man that love Maguire and that.
No,
This guy.
all you man, yeah.
You're such
You know what I'm saying? Love a bit. You know what I mean? And it's yeah. I think it's. I don't know how I feel about it. It's the right decision and it's the wrong decision at the same time. So I don't know, man. If you want to change the wage structure, but I just think that the order is wrong. But big up you, man. By the way, like big up Ivorian Sheik, Eddie, Rhino, and of course me, man, Flawless. But I don't know, people, man. I don't know. I feel like I get a bit bored of football fans talking about wages, man. Just put me to sleep. I'm just bored, man, of that crap. Do you know what I mean? I was talking to my brethren on the phone earlier about Sancho, and I don't want to open the can of worms, but he's like, I don't know, man. He's maybe he's listening to what's his name? He who should never be named Voldemort, I call him, innit? But on the other channel, you know what I mean? Whatever. Brett. I know you're talking. Let's just call him Brett. That's his real name. Yeah, so, man. Some information you might not know. But yeah, I don't care about wages. I'll be honest with you, because
Leon wages is important though, man. Especially at United though.
Especially that we're broke. You saw the leak. We're broke, man.
Go on, sorry to cut you off though. Sorry, but yeah.
Yeah,
let me let you land. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I haven't spoken properly for a long time, so I feel like it's all coming out. Like, I haven't really been active on YouTube, so I just feel like it's.
No, it's what was the AO? What did he say? What's the AO?
I said it's all coming out. I'll say it again. It's all coming out.
God. You keep doing this right on every time. I'm sorry, Leon.
I'm sorry. Continue.
You've been patient. You've been patient. Continue to be patient, Carl. You know what I mean? I got to land on this thing right here. You get me? Eddie, man. Eddie's the disruptor. I'm telling you. Do you know what I mean?
I'm posted. I'm cooling. I'm getting cook, boss, cook.
I feel like with wages, it's not that it's not an important thing to bring them down. It's a case of I'm just bored of seeing football fans saying like, my brethren's point was, you're on 300 grand a week, perform. I'm like, bro, you're an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like you're stupid. Like, because at the end of the day, yeah, it's down to obviously club's poor structure is a part of it, but an agent negotiates that wages for you. I'm in the combat sports industry. I would never turn around to a fighter who gets 100 grand, 200 grand, £1 million for a fight and say you pay too much, because I never seen the career to get to this point. So my mindset is a bit different. Like a footballer plays for years without playing football, and they didn't determine the market of football. So they didn't turn around and it's one of the most popular sports in the world. So you're warranted when you get to that top stage, you're going to be paid a lot of money. For me, it's about doing things in the right order. Of course, Ineos, it looks like they're making drastic changes to things, but I just feel like another season with him, extended the contract by a year, maybe. I don't feel like Rafa would have turned around and been like, pay me this or I'm leaving. I just don't think that would have been the scenario. I think if you'd have cut it down, let's just say, was he on 350, 300? I don't know, what's the wage?
Yeah, let's say, but again, even with the wages, when people talk about clearing it, look at all the shit around him. You really want to clear wages? Get rid of them, man.
What is the wage?
We could easily clear $1 million, 1.5 to 2 million.
Oh, easy.
If you get rid of Bruno, Rashford, McTominay, Maguire, Lindelof, those 5, how much money is that? Throw Sancho in the mix in case he does leave. That's 6. Yeah, that's easily.
That's what I'm saying.
That's easily 1.5 mil. Easy.
You got Rashford. You got Rashford out here throwing money for these waitresses to get their Pampers right. That's the real problem too.
Yeah, it stinks. You know what I mean, what's the is the wage? Let's just say the wage is 350. Yeah, Eddie's Eddie's out of control. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, I had to say.
Ever since he went back to the homeland, since he's gone back to the homeland, he's just calm with it. He's just dropped. You know what? You know what, Eddie's like. Eddie's the Dave Chappelle of this thing. That's what
Eddie hilarious, Joe.
Yeah, he is.
Eddie hilarious.
So let's just say the wage is like 350. Is it 350, 300? I don't know.
Yeah. Let's just say we could just round
say 350 of argument's sake. If you turn around to Rafa and you say, take 250, a year's contract, your role is going to be one of the main defenders here, but we'd also like other guys to be inspired and to be around you. Do you know what I'm saying? Rafa, don't change too much of what you're doing. Just be yourself, because you bring in that consistent level of performance, your professionalism, you don't cause drama. They have this hierarchy that we used to have in sales where it's like a grid, right? Yeah. And it's basically like high maintenance, high performance, low maintenance, high performance, high maintenance, low performance, low maintenance, low performance. Yeah. You don't want to be in the high
Mhm.
maintenance, low performance. Bruno, because at the end of the day, that's when you're going to go. Rafa's like low maintenance, high performance, in my opinion. So that's a benefit to the squad.
Agreed.
So I
Mhm.
feel like another year to transition because these guys ain't learning. They might learn a little bit of Maguire. Like Lindelof's not a leader. It's not somebody who's gonna like most young players are gonna look at Lindelof's position and be like, "I'll take that. I'll take that."
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? They're gonna look at
Mm.
Maguire and think half of these man like I would check social media. Half of these man laugh at Maguire. Do you know what I mean? So, but
Mhm.
if they turn around, I mean, we got to let things play out. If we get to the end of the summer flawless and it works out that. We brought in 2 kids for him, and Maguire went, and I don't think I complain, but it's sad because looking at the season and last season, I hate the narrative of like, yeah, his legs are gone and he's not this and he's old and all that. The guy's been the most consistent performer, and he's even come in like literally cold from the bench and put in like man of the match performances. So yeah, let's see how it plays out. But I don't know. What do you man think? Do you think it's just they're drastically chopping the wage bill? What do you think? They're just.
I think it's.
Is it low hanging fruit? I don't know.
I think it's just lazy. I just think it's lazy. I was saying this before you got on the live stream. I don't see the negative of keeping him. What is the negative to keeping him? People keep talking about wages. There's so many more to clear. So that kills that myth about wages. People talk about injuries. He's been available enough this season to me to be a part of the quartet.
The injury
as
thing's
part
a
of the
myth.
centre backs.
It's a
Yeah,
myth.
it's definitely a myth because he's been available enough to the point where he's played enough. Because these same people, in the same breath, people will defend the Luke Shaw. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Even though Luke Shaw has been injured much more this season and just over Varane's career, I'm sure he's missed more games. We could utilize him like the same way City do with Stones. Said this him as a core, and if the wages really mean that much more, I've just named players like this. Fact, man, I'm naming players in the chat. You can clear 6-7 players out. That is way more than the 300k he's on. We could clear 1.5 to 2 million really if it matters that much, which it don't, which people overstate. Because what's wages got to? When have Manchester United ever had a wage problem? Rubbish.
Never.
Never.
FFP
Never. You know what I'm saying? We've never, ever in the life been like, oh, we can't get such and such because of the wages. It's actually worked the other way where we've been paying too much money. Because one thing Manchester United have, despite debt, despite FFP, is spending power because we are a financial and juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? Our revenue even being bad for the past 11 years, worldwide, we are a juggernaut of a brand. We are one of the biggest brands in sport. As soon as people see that Manchester United badge, they know what it is. Like Manchester United are one of the few teams who have transcended the sport. Like people will know Manchester United, but may not know who the manager is, may not know who they're playing, but they know Manchester United. It's like seeing a McDonald's logo, wherever you're at. If you see the McDonald's logo somewhere, you know what that is. We are a worldwide juggernaut. This is why if you look at shirt sales, we're always the highest. Always the highest. So this thing that there's a lack of funds, like we're on a buy to sell model or some nonsense. Like if we were like Liverpool, I'd hear it. We're not. That's why I don't hear it about the wages. What we were like, what we talking
Let's
about?
not do the McDonald's. We're better quality than McDonald's, but yeah.
We are better. But no, I was using
I
McDonald's
know what you
as
mean,
a
I'm
brand
joking.
in regards to it's no like say I don't know Nike. If you see that Nike tick, you know what it is wherever you are in the world, even if it's not English. Like that's the brand. Same the Jordan logo, for example. As soon as you see it, you know what it is type of. So yeah, that's why I'm not hearing like I think it's just a very lazy argument. But
as well, I think it's patience now you have to have. Like a lot of United fans are going to have a meltdown in the summer. We're going to go back a little bit at the start of next season to then go forward. We're probably not going to have great results at the start of next season because we're going to have like a lot of a squad of mixed mentality. We're going to have new players that the fans are saying he's not good enough to play for United. He used to play for Fulham or Palace. Like it's all bollocks. Like we need to rechange this whole mindset. We have to lay the foundation level. Like don't cry to me that Varane. Well, don't cuss out Varane and say this, that, and then we bring in someone like a Tosin, and you're like, oh, he's not good enough, bro. You got to take the rough with. You know what I'm saying? Like the squad's going to change a little bit.
It ties into the system. But big up to Sheik who just sent me this. This is from Ornstein. So
real coach.
This is on Bruno Fernandes. Sorry to cut you off. Bruno Fernandes firmly expected to stay at Manchester United. 29-year-old plus reps held long meeting with Manchester United bosses last week to discuss future. Club made clear the intention to keep midfielder, and he expressed the desire to remain, provided ambitions are matched. So that's the key part I like that. Provided
there's conditions on that shit.
I don't like that.
What are the ambitions?
I don't like that.
No, hey, whatever they are, don't meet them. But go on.
Exactly.
Because you cannot allow.
Hey,
players to have power.
Leon,
What's
let me ask you something.
What's the length on the contract of Bruno though? Because they might be looking at
I
that.
think it's 2025. I think, don't quote me on that.
2025.
Eddie, go for it. Eddie, go
But
for
I
it.
think we got a year option extension. I think. Go on, Eddie.
All right, I said earlier before you came on that I think if Ineos does it even all the way the right way, right, we'll see an improvement in performance, but not necessarily results. Would you be okay with that if you could see the progression?
That's all I've been looking for.
Yeah.
It's all I've ever been looking for because like I agree firmly with like what Nuruddin says, there's a way to win and there's a way to lose.
Yeah.
Because like I can take like I'm such a realist when it comes to football sometimes. Like I'll sit with my brethren and watch a game, yeah. Let's say like the Arsenal fans or Chelsea fans or whatever, yeah. And then if one team deserves to win, like let's just say many a times we've played like some of the big six teams and we've nicked it or we've been lucky or we've got penalty. Like we have been lucky in some games.
Right.
Yeah. And I'll turn around and I'll say, we won. And then my brethren will be like, one of my other brethren will be like proper in my other friend's face. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like you were shit, rare. And then me and him will sit down and chat and I'll be like, no, you played the better football. Like I'm real. You played the better. You did deserve to win. But you didn't take the chances or we got a bit of lucky and the momentum changed and stuff. Because that's what's happened with a lot of Man United results. If you have a look at in previous history, momentum's gone our way. We've been back against the ropes. The momentum's it's like being on the back of the ropes, yeah, and then throwing a right hand and it rocks the guy after you've been battered for like rounds, yeah, and then you're like, oh shit, momentum. Do you know what I mean? Finish him. Like that happens in fights, isn't it? So answer to your question, short. I think I'm patient, bro. I know what it's going to take. Like I talk a lot of the time about the process to get to a result. I know when I see good things happen on the pitch, it's going to lead eventually to good results when the quality is added there. I mean, Flawless, me and you spoke about it a lot. Having a whole team full of 6 out of 10s, yeah, not 16 out of 10, 6 out of 10. And then and then
I see how you got that on there.
No, but if you look at Liverpool, they had a team of like really, what's the word? What do you call like a Milner when they're not special?
Yeah. They're just consistent. They're just a consistent. Yeah, they're just of a consistent level. Here's the thing is,
like but
I don't think we're that far away in regards to because one, I don't rate the league in terms of quality. I don't think it's that good. And two, Ten Hag showed in his first season, hey, you know what? If you just part a system and you have some talent and everyone kind of knows their role and knows what they're doing, you can have a good season. Competent. That's the word. If you just have a competent, all you need is a competent team.
Wait, Eddie, you say tryhards because they're Liverpool players. Is that the only reason you said tryhards?
No, it's because of what Milner is.
You got to fit a certain criteria to be a tryhard. Like if I see you on the ball and I just want to puke, but you run hard, you know, you challenge and all that. You a tryhard. You know.
No,
so you ain't got that.
Milner's a bit of a baller though. Still, man can actually play with both feet like properly. Like Milner's.
But you know that's when you get like still, that. You get like the Venn diagram of a baller and a tryhard, and Milner's like right in the middle, just in that perfect space. He could do a little bit of both, but we know where his true calling is because he out there just running around right now. He's out here running around right now forever for the highest bidder.
We should look at the end of next season or the January of, is it 2026? Yeah, the January of 2026. And we should look at the squad and start to say in the summer, these are the 3 or 4 that will really elevate the squad. That's the position that we should be in. And then like Flawless always says, what do we look at? August, January, and then back to August again. So we'll be in another January. 3 transfer windows. Most of the shit should really be gone. And then really, the ones that you thought, there'll be 2 or 3 that you thought were rubbish that can play in a system and play all right. Because people go like, I hear people all the time like, Anthony's absolute lost cause, Dallow's an absolute lost. I hear this a lot. Do you know what I mean? I hear people talk about like, who else do they talk about? Possibly Lindelof, even though Customer possibly, and possibly Højlund. 2 or 3 of these will become quite competent, you know. They might end up bench players. Like, trust me, like in the right system. Like, I can see Anthony in the right system coming off the bench and doing a job. I actually can, you know. Like, I know some people but
I'm just tired of them all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the point where it's like I'm not even giving you the benefit of the doubt type of thing. Because you lot don't even deserve that. Because there's a way, like I say, even though they're in the worst possible predicament, there's a way to play. How's Mano shown up and shown everybody up? How come we're not in Mano's case? How come Mano's the one player on this, even though his performances have dipped a little bit, and even if he has a bad game or he has an average game, we go, Yeah, cool. Because we see what he's trying to do, we see the quality. But the rest of them is like, and some of them is just effort. That's the
How
problem.
big's your squad then, Flawless? Your squad's like 12 man good.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
9 man.
Don't said this, man. Like we could easily
Want them
like
all out.
again. There's very few like more so than the squad. Like I want first teamers. That's my biggest thing. I actually think most of these man, I do agree with you, are squad players at best. So for example, I use a Delo as an example. Squad player.
Yeah,
that's how I
good
look
squad
at
player
Delo.
there.
That's how I look at Delo.
Mhm.
Diallo, I rate him, but even him, I think it's unfair that he's playing week in, week out. Like type of thing, should be a squad player. Garnacho, as much as I say he's limited and not good enough, which I believe, he should be a 5. There should be 4 wingers in front of him.
Yeah, the last
One of those
be a ball boy.
one of those should be Diallo. As much as I criticize Lindelof, but again, then this ties into system. Who fits the system? Because I think that can help cover up as well. Because we've seen players we don't rate play to a good level. That's why Kai Havertz plays to a decent level at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because he's an assistant. Like he's not good enough. Don't get mistaken. He's not good enough for where Arsenal are trying to go to. But as a squad player and what they're doing, that's why he is. As much as we'll criticize Saka or Martinelli, I use those two as an example. The reason why they have the success they do is because of that system. We've seen that at Liverpool. What does Eddie call him? A team full of how's Jordan Henderson in shouts for PFA Player of the Year? That don't happen without club system. Man's in Champions League finals back to back and shit. That don't happen without club system. You're talking about James Milner. Yeah, he's good to a level, but he's not a world beater type of thing. Ronaldo and these man they had. Like we see it. Like Salah's even regressed without that system. There's nature. We've seen it with Trent. System, how key it is. And Trent's and he's super talented. Like so, yeah, that's how I look at it in regards to that. But yeah, before we do indeed close out, people, in the next 20 minutes or so, again, we're still over 250 of you lot in there. Run up the like. Something I wanted to get to as well from the Arsenal game. Wayne Rooney on Sky Sports after the game accused. Wayne Rooney accused, but he didn't name no names, which is a shame. But he did. He accused Manchester United players of faking injuries. He said, I'm verbatim, I'm saying this, some of those players could have played. And then the main presenter pressed him, was like, so you're saying some players could have been out there? And he said, yeah, because I've played through injuries, and I'm paraphrasing this part, and other players have played through injury. We'll go to you, Ivorian.
Yes.
Do you believe some players are faking injury?
I absolutely believe so. Do you know why I say this? Because we've got a lot of players who are hiding from playing for Manchester United because they're scared of the reactions from the fans as well. You know that's true.
All right, let me cut you off there. Who do you think? Who do you think? He didn't name names, which is criminal that he didn't get pressed. Because I'm asking him, I'm saying, all right, who we naming names out here?
Oh, we spoke about one scrub that tried to avoid playing against Liverpool. You know him. Bruno could be one of them. I know Bruno's always available for every single game, but I'm not going to say predominantly it's going to be Bruno. But he was one of the players at one point where we debated, because it was a question mark. Did he take that yellow card to avoid a Liverpool game? And we was like, the fact that we was even debating and discussing, we was kind of convinced. You know, Marcus Rashford could be one of those guys. I know he's injured, but we don't know what injury he has at the moment. Yeah, and we've seen him in training, but he hasn't come back. Anthony Martial's another one where I feel like he's given up on his career at Manchester United, and he's probably has been fit.
So wait, so you're saying Bruno? Who else you saying? Sorry, so you got Bruno. Who else?
Anthony Martial could be one who has been fit and probably has decided to that, you know what, there's no point of playing for Manchester United anymore. I'm checked out, mentally checked out. You look at another player, look at Luke Shaw, for example. Like the guy's always injured. Bro, injured or not injured, I just look at him and think that sometimes he can't be bothered to play for our club. At times, you know, there's a lot of players I feel like, and it's interesting that Rooney said this because he's a former player, he's been there before, and you look at the state of Manchester United and the way things are going right now. There's a reason why these players don't want to play. They're embarrassed right now. They're embarrassed to be Manchester United players. They don't want to get the stick. Okay. They don't. So let me ask you, who do
you think, like names? Who do you think could have played that didn't play?
I think you look at this last week. I think maybe Martial could have had an opportunity in the bench because I've seen him return to training. I saw Rashford in training last week, but I don't know whether he was fit. He could have been fit to play. Bruno Fernandes with his hand injury. I'm sorry, but you play football with your feet. Let's be real. The football's played with your feet. unless you want to go and moan to the referee and dive and all that kind of stuff and roll on the floor to injure and impact your hands, then that's a different story. But I feel like he's waiting for the FA Cup final and the Euro, so he's holding out. Another player that I could probably think there's too many injuries. There's a lot of injuries.
Yeah, there's
but those players I feel like them ones.
Players.
Yeah.
All right, cool, cool. Eddie, what are you saying on this? You think some play? What do you believe actually?
First,
before do you think players are?
Yeah,
and if so,
of course.
Of
course. First off, shout out to Waza. Hey, Waza, put the red meat down, my boy. You was looking kind of snug in that chair on Sky Sports, dog. Put the red meat down, get some steps in. You dig? But honestly, I believe, I say it all the time. A lot of these players are some hoes. So I could put names on all of them. I'm putting like what Alonzo say. I'm putting cases on all you motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
All you bitches. Yeah, bro. Bruno, Rashford probably didn't want to limp to the next rap concert he's going to, so he wanted to save, his energy for the pictures and all that. Yeah, like I've already said, Bruno, bro, your hand hurt. Like, what are we doing? Wrap that shit up. Let's go kick ball. Unless you're running from the grind, which I believe he. I think, honestly, I think this dude's checked out on the manager. I think a bunch of these players have checked out on the manager, and what they're using are injuries as an excuse. Not Maguire been checked out on this manager. Martial went to go get surgery. Elected for himself to go get surgery in the middle of the season.
Yeah, he did.
One, because the manager wasn't really playing him, and two, because he just didn't believe in what was happening with the club. So it's okay, I'm gonna protect myself, my body, and get ready for next season. Who else was out? I think Lindelof is generally hurt because he just he a hoe, so he gonna go with the grind.
I'll tell you the list. So you got Rashford, Bruno, Mount, Lindelof, Maguire, Varane, Shaw. I don't think there's anybody else. I think it's those 7.
I think the thing with Mount is Mount's a try hard. So he really just runs around during the game. So I put more weight on his body actually failing him, because if you look at, honestly, you look at the way we play football, right? People think it's rocket science. Look at the way we play football. Yeah. That type of football is not only just detrimental to success, it's detrimental to the body, because they're running around aimlessly, pressing, one part pressing, one part sitting back, and then once the ball gets past the midfield, everybody's playing chase now. So I think his body is actually, and I think he's just happy to be here. So you feel me? Like he wouldn't do Ten Hag dirty like that. But yeah, they all some hoes, so I don't put it past any of them.
So you saying
to
Bruno?
Just call it a season.
So you saying Bruno, Maguire? What do you think of Rashford?
Rashford, of course.
You reckon Rashford definitely? Okay.
Yeah, Rashford checked out on that manager a while ago. Yeah.
Long time. They all have. You're right.
Yeah.
That's probably the reason why they're probably saying, you know what, Gaffer, I got a headache today. I don't think I can.
Yeah, you got it, dog. You got it, dog.
Rashford called in sick and lied. That's just say it. That's just say a lot.
I forgot.
Yeah. Look, man, I give you a prime example in my own life. This is when I was younger, though. This is when I'm first getting into the work field. I had no idea what PTO was, right? No idea what PTO was. So then it ended up, I got like 200 hours of PTO. And then the boss that I don't like said something slick to me. And you know what I did?
What'd you do?
But I checked out for like 3 weeks. Y'all handle it. I got this PTO. Y'all thug it out. And I ain't have shit to do. I ain't have no vacation plan. I just wanted to get away from her. So they practicing the same thing. Like shit. My calf. Tight. It's tight. Can't go. That's how it is. That's what they doing, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, what are you saying, Rhino? You think players are faking it? And if so, who?
I definitely agree, but I don't think Bruno, you know, I'm going to be against everyone's
Okay,
choice
go
of
on.
Bruno because Bruno
Talk about-
don't really miss games. And I feel like the same point you make for Mount, that the toll that he can take, he's fine. Brother, we've always said the time that Bruno actually gets injured, Bruno's played through several injuries, you know, little niggles, little like pains here and there. So maybe there is partly the checking out thing as well. But I think Bruno, as much as he's a poor player, in terms of his effort and his try hard, he's one of those guys, isn't it? So I just feel like he was probably injured, isn't it? But yeah, this Ten Hag guy, guys, man.
No, forget Ten Hag. Do you believe there is players who are faking it, and if so, who?
Yeah, and that's who I blame. I blame it on Ten Hag, in it, because I feel like look at someone like Rashford. Like he looks like mentally he's checked out many games ago. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say someone like Rashford. I would say probably Martial to a degree. He's had a lot of injuries, but there's that story is a bit wishy-washy. We don't know, like, you know, and there's too many stories on that one. So probably someone like Martial. Who else, man? Martial. Who else was there?
So the injuries are Rashford.
Was Varane injured?
Yeah, but we're saying Varane, Lindelof, Maguire, Rashford, Bruno, Shaw, Mount.
Yeah, I definitely think Varane as well. I think Varane, Rashford, and definitely, I think probably only those two for me.
Just those two. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, big up Dal in the chat as well. Okay, that's fair. Leon, what are you saying in regards to Rooney's comments? Because he actually said here, big up to Warrior J, put them on the screen. He says, drop them in the comments. So thank you, Warrior J. Salute to you, real one. You have to want to play. I played through injuries. As long as you're not seriously injured, you have to want to play. For me, that doesn't seem to be the case. And he went on to say, where is it? As we look at the injuries they picked up, some of those players can play. Some of those players can play 100%. What are you saying?
Ask yourself this. If it was a Champions League final next week that we were in,
they'll be available.
How many of these dudes showing up?
All of them.
When you put it like that, I think they all playing.
That's why Rooney said. Sorry to disrupt you. Rooney said, when it comes to the FA Cup final and the Euros, watch them all of them just start saying, "I'm available, boss." Available.
You know what? I didn't even think.
Do you think these players have ever been scared to play Arsenal though? Like
no.
Arsenal's like playing Liverpool. I was like playing. You know what I mean?
You know what it is right now. You know what it is right now. It's because of going into the one motivation and two going into the game. Do I think they're scared of playing Arsenal? No, I think that's too strong. I think are they wary of playing Arsenal? Yes, knowing they could get battered. They are fully.
So why would they rather play a City final than play Arsenal in the league?
What's you just said there? A City final.
It's City. I think the players are actually scared of City. I think personally they're terrified of City. Bro.
I can hear that. And if it was say it was City in the league, I'd hear you. It's the FA Cup final.
There's a reward at the end.
There's a final. So it's all eyes on you. And if we play well and try hard and somehow manage to get a result in the FA. Whereas even if you beat Arsenal, best case scenario is you get 3 points and you move from 7th to 7th.
Yeah, it's a nothing game.
That's it.
Yeah, I heard that. I definitely.
And you know what, guys? I always feel like the players are scared of being trolled on. You know, they're nervous.
He mentioned that. Rooney mentioned that as well because the players are getting a bit of stick. He did say
it's not nice playing for Manchester United right now as a Man United player. It is not nice, you know.
These players
every week.
I don't know what's happening, but it's not nice at the end of the day. You're right.
It's not nice.
If that's the
you don't
case,
want
these
to.
players are
Some of us don't want to anymore. Be like, you know what? I'm all right, man. I don't want to play.
You hear you know what, Ivor? You hit the nail on the head. Cause I didn't even think of it like that before you man started talking and responding when you was like, if it's a Champions League final, how many of them are playing? And I think the vast majority of them are fit and available. If it's a Champions League final,
you see Bruno with his hand problem. There will be no more cast. That Champions League final, we'll take it off.
Yeah, but you can play. Yo, we watch players playing a cast.
Yeah, Benzema.
Yeah, and players fans out. Yeah, like it is. What you saying about it, Leon?
Rooney's comments. There's a few aspects to look at it here. Rooney's from a different era than these guys.
I was gonna say that as well, Leon.
You see that a lot. Like, I always relate things back to combat. It's like nowadays the technology in boxing is massive. Like fighters have nutritionists, so they can make weight easily because different people fight at different weights. So I don't know, like me and Rhino could be both, I don't know, like middleweight fighters, and Rhino could be like really like walking around at like, I don't know, super middleweight, like heavyweights. It's harder for you to make the weight. I could be a natural be 2 pounds above the weight and just chill. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what I'm trying to say is the nutritionists now make that job easier. Back in the day, I speak to gym owners and older guys who are 50, 60, like Pat Barrett, for example, Flawless. He used to make weight by skipping in a sauna. They wouldn't allow you to do that now. He used to wear a full like jumper and skip inside a sauna to make weight.
That's crazy.
So you're just drying your body out. Like, do you know what I mean? So my point is with the Rooney thing, that is hardcore. Like, that's different.
That is crazy.
And you used to do same day weigh-ins.
Nah,
so man, get time to rehydrate. You weigh in on the
drying your
day.
body out in hardcore. Come on, I say basic things and man then pause before that. That's drying your body.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Rhino, I'm trying to be professional. I'm trying to be professional, Rhino. I'm trying to be professional.
Hey, Rhino, it's because it's you, man. I don't know what it is. It's just you.
Rhino,
that's
you
what it
just
is.
got
There's
credit
no
in the bank.
bias. There's no bias. There's no bias. I'm being professional.
Leo can say something. He can skip over us because he's not a customer.
Yeah, I just want to thank Rhino for highlighting that and making me look like an idiot. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, Rhino, all you have to say was say, "Hey, yo," man.
Hey, yo. Yeah.
No,
I wanted to amplify it because that was crazy.
My point is, moving on, diverting. I'm joking. My point is that Rooney's from a different era. So back in the day, they would have it. Nowadays, if a player turns around and goes, "I've got an injury," they'll be like, "Okay, cool. What can we do to help you? We've got this number for this person." Back in the day, they'd be like, "Just get on with it." That's the mindset back in the day. Do you know what I mean? So he's got that kind of within him. At the same time, though, there's probably some truth to what he's saying. A lot of these players, and I'm not even gonna. It's a hard balance. They are professionals, but at the same time, I can't look from the outside too much and be like, "You should do this, you should do that," because I'm not in their position. And if I was unmotivated, because people go, "Oh, they were doing it in January, so why they're not doing it now?" I'll put you in a team that plays rubbish football with a Militarian for a year, because we've been playing rubbish football since January. So what we are now with 14 months? 14 months of listening to this guy. Do you know what I mean? Good ain't good enough. Standard. Do this. Run hard. Rare. You're watching all your brethren get injured around you, and then you're asking me to be motivated for when the season is done. Season was done time ago. Like, I checked out the season in January. Season's done. Like,
done.
Even with people like mathematically we can make top four. I was like, but I test football. We ain't making shit. Stats is one thing. So yeah, I think there might be a bit of truth to it. I don't know, like people from Liverpool and Manny and I don't know, people up north, they just say it as it is, isn't it? So like Rooney's not going to think too much of the concept. They just
but you should have got pressed, man. Should have said names. That's what's annoying me. Because now, because we got so many injuries, it's like, because before I thought, nah, you're being harsh. But then when I hear you man talking, responding, she could give his response in a second. I'm like, I hear it more, especially when Ivorian says, if it was a Champions League final that day, how many of them are playing? But then on the flip side to that is you're going to push your body more because it is a Champions League final or it is FA Cup final or you're in a title race. So you have to be smart. Like you said, you mentioned the whole boxing aspect, Leon. You have to be smart with that in regards to when to play. Because of course you're going, as a professional footballer, you are going to have injuries and you're going to play through injuries. But how bad is the injury? Is it a niggle that you can play through? Is it not severe? Like, we're not saying don't do the Enzo thing where he's reportedly playing through a hernia. That's just foolish to me.
That's crazy.
Hey, I think that's cap too.
I think that's dumb. But even if it's cap or not, I think just playing through an injury just for that extended period of time is long. You shouldn't be playing
like a sports hernia, dog. A sports hernia.
Right.
That motherfucker must have some Wakandan vibranium in that fucking hip of his or some shit.
That's hilarious.
Like,
it depends because, like, Flawless, listen to what you're saying as well. It's like, Champions League is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Scrapping for 7th or 8th is not a once in a lifetime opportunity.
That's what it is. So you look at it like, Bruno, and then you have to look at what the injuries are. What they say in Bruno's injury is. What is it? Like, has he got fractured hand or something? What is it? His wrist?
Oh, you could play with that.
I don't even know, man.
Like, what's the Rashford injury? I don't actually know what these injuries are. What is Varane's injury? What is Lindelof's injury? What is Maguire's injury? I don't know what these injuries are. So that definitely plays a part as well. We'll see. Sheik, thoughts on it. What do you think?
Yeah, same thing, man. I mean, Rooney's like, this is not the first time we've kind of heard about these players this season too. Like, weren't there reports of when we were going to Anfield that Bruno didn't want to play? He's trying to get a second yellow card so that he doesn't have to play. Like, he got booked. So it's like, I mean, we've heard this before, but all of this just goes back to the same thing that we know these players are checked out, mentally checked out. They don't want to play for this manager. Rashford doesn't want to play for this guy, man. We can see it. He constantly drops shit performance after shit performance, calls out sick and all that. Like Eddie said too, I've done this before as well. When jobs that I've hated and I just didn't want to go, and bosses that I didn't like, I called out sick. I was like, yo, hello. I'm sorry I can't come in today. Like, I'm a little bit sick because I just...
Is that literally how you did it? Is that literally...
Yeah, no, that's not how I did it. No, that's not how I did it. But like, I'm calling in, and yeah, like I'm just not showing
I
up.
send the email. I didn't even hear my voice. I send the email.
Yeah. And sometimes they didn't care either, because sometimes they'd reply, and sometimes they just wouldn't reply. Sometimes they wouldn't even acknowledge the message. They're just like, oh, you didn't show up. Okay, cool. Like, everyone is just checked out. You could just tell that everyone is checked out, and it's cool, man. Like, we've talked about this. These players shouldn't be here anyways. Like, this should tell us everything. These players would rather play in the Champions League final and stuff like that, which I get it, rather than these type of games. All right, man. Just why not just show up, have some sort of pride, play, you know? Like, just as simple as that. But if Rudy's right, I don't know if he's right or wrong, but if he's right, I believe him, to be honest. Like, it makes sense, because it's not the first time we've seen this. And yeah, I'm sick and tired of this shit, man. These guys just need to go, reset the season, get new players in, man, for real.
You know, the other thing that people have got to consider as well is, like, football is a team sport, but as a career, it's individual. So, like week to week and training sessions, but you have to look after your own brand and yourself as a footballer. So, although people might look at it and go, they should play so then it betterments their career, some of them might not be playing to betterment their career. So, like Rafa right now, yeah, if he plays and he gets injured, that decreases his chance of getting maybe a club that he could have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So some of these guys might be selfish and think this is a sinking ship. So in a few weeks' time, because we're literally two games off.
Yeah, 2 games off. Yeah,
two games off and a final that they don't believe. So
if Varane says that, I kind of get it, because Varane's actually quality. What's Bruno and Rashford? What the hell are they?
Yeah, true.
They're not quality. True. Like Varane, I get it, because he puts a shift in every single time he plays. So I get it. Like, your body's taking a toll because you actually do play well. And you actually do give out your best out there. What about Bruno and Rashford? Bruno just runs around. He's unathletic as shit. Like,
unfortunately, Bruno does give his best. That's what you're witnessing. Yeah, that's his best.
Yeah, this is his best. So that itself should tell you everything, man.
He's on that Pingu vibe. That Pingu thing killed me last week.
Yeah, it actually did.
Nice. Hey, Dad, let me get to the super chat, and we're gonna revisit that, because that is facts, yo.
That was good.
Like, that is facts. Like, we just need to establish that, like, when it comes to cartoons and stuff we was watching, and shit just didn't make no sense. Big up Adewale for the super chat. Let me get to this first. He says, Martial actually had surgery. It's not him, it's Shaw and Rashford, most definitely. Bruno pulled out last game. It seems he's tired as well. With the Martial thing with surgery, that makes sense, because we don't know how long it takes to recover in regards to the surgery. So that's on him. Shaw is always injured. So I can't think, well, he's consistently injured. So I can't say he's ducking on. I can't say he's faking when he's consistently injured. Is it Rashford? What is Rashford's injury? Bruno, I'm inclined to believe it is, just because of the injury. Like, if it's your hand, it's not even like it's a fractured wrist or something. He's just sprained or some shit like that. Like,
Lord.
Yeah, like, no, I'm saying if. I don't think it's because if it's a fractured.
No, I just seen a comment. My fault. My fault.
Yeah, that's all good, fam. It's all good. No stress. So yeah, that's what I would say. I'm trying to think. Mount, no, I don't think it's Mount. Lindelof and Maguire, I don't think it's them. Maguire's the type of guy he'd play. Like, he injured. I think he'd fully, like, to the detriment of the team. Like, he's one of them he'd play. If there's anyone looking at Bruno,
not if he can shoot 16 holes instead of go to fucking training. That's all I'm saying.
He's on the Gareth Bale thing with the golf.
Yeah, he on the Gareth Bale.
Is it golf? Is it golf? England, Manchester United? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, man. He out there. He got probably some Irish Scotch, then aged, little stogie. In the back of the cart, feet up. You know. Yeah, man.
Adewale, big up for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, back to what we saw. I don't know how we got there.
Wait, ask Ryan the question, because we still haven't got an answer yet about what Pingu's mum was doing. Ask Ryan now.
Oh, what was the question? Oh, no, because we were talking about United. I don't know how we got into cartoons, but we started talking about cartoons. I think it was because things that don't make sense. So, things not making sense, Manchester United go hand in hand. So then we was talking about like cartoons, and then we started talking about Takeshi's Castle, and then we got to Pingu. And it's like, if you ever say it, you watch Pingu as a kid. And I was like, yo, think about it. I was like, the mum's always ironing and they never wore clothes. And she was consistently ironing every episode.
Pingu, what's that?
Pingu. Oh, it's a cartoon that was on over here.
I know, it killed me, you know.
It's a
Absolutely
penguin.
killed me.
It's like an old school cartoon, Eddie. Like man's
Do you
watching
know
it, like,
another
when
cartoon
it's
as well
school.
like that didn't
What?
make sense? Was like Tom and Jerry. You never used to see like the mums like
mama.
head. Like
Yeah,
you never used
yeah,
to see
it
the
was
top
crazy.
half. Like
Hey man,
still with me.
there is so much problematic shit with Tom and Jerry. That's a whole podcast episode, bro.
I think you mean cow and chicken.
They got Mammy out here, bro.
Mhm.
They put Mammy out here with no face, bro. It was crazy. It was crazy. They got away with it though.
Cow and chicken was the same. Like all them types of things was crazy.
Oh,
You know what
cow
I'm
and
saying?
chicken, it was
They
different.
never showed the parents, just
Cow
show
and
the leg
chicken
up.
was like even in Ed and Eddie, they never shown any parents at all.
Yeah, literally.
The kids were just
Kids
ruling
are
the
just
neighborhood.
wilding, yeah.
The kids were just wilding. They go like
Bro.
Ed would go home and there's just no one at the yard. It's
Yeah.
like, yo, what's this?
You remember how they used to draw Dexter's mom?
Yeah. I do.
Oh,
remember. Just
God.
See?
Yes, that was crazy.
See what I'm talking about? Hey
Yeah,
man.
yeah. That was
These
crazy.
cartoons were epic though, man.
They were epic. They were epic. But yo, like a bunch of them dudes, we look back at you like, hey man, what type of background checks you doing on these animators, dog? This is a kid show. Y'all out here putting the most out here.
Johnny
know,
Bravo,
I
another
was
one.
gonna
Remember?
say that's the show that changed the world.
Oh,
Because there was the
That's
whole
the one
premise
that
to
was
the whole premise to the show was him just trying to draw Gyal. That was the
Yeah.
entire storyline. Every episode was him just trying to draw Gyal.
And you know what? Yeah, he was a sex pest. He was
No,
a sex
he was
pest.
a sex pest. He was Me Too
Literally.
before Me Too.
Yes,
That
bro.
is
He was like
episode that
Ryan,
is
bro.
so
That's
crazy.
Ryan. That's
Crazy.
where Ryan learned his game from.
There's so
Johnny Bravo.
Wow.
Oh,
Shrilly.
man.
Crazy.
Oh man.
I'll be saying,
Oh man.
That's
You said,
crazy.
Oh, man.
that's fact, innit? I did hear Johnny Bravo say this on an episode.
That's story.
By the way,
But
can
here
I
we
just
are.
say the two girls below us are looking
Oh.
16 out of 10s today, both of them.
my god.
This is what I'm saying, man. Ivorian out here giving flawless Modric level assists to get this clip off.
Alright, big on the
Crazy.
panel. I told as for yeah, like that's the facts
That's
of the
his-
matter.
that's
And
his
that being said,
game.
people. 16 out of 10 t-shirts available only for a couple more days, people, before we close the shop. Link is in the pin comment. 16 out of 10 t-shirts available, worldwide shipping, limited price only, £16.10. Because once we bring the shop back with more merch, they won't be £16.10, people. Link is in the pin comment. sarcasmcitytv.myshopify.com, sarcasmcitytv.myshopify.com. We've got a 16/10 that you can see here. We've got 16 out of 10. You see it in the white and black here. We also have it in blue and white. We also have it in red and black, and of course, black and white as well. And Warrior J, you know I got you, man. You come on, man. You know.
No, wait.
Yeah, go on. Go on. Go on. What are you laughing at? Yo, go on. What?
Ivorian, man. I can't believe it, man. Man
What?
said Ryan's out there like, Remember Johnny Bravo used to do that?
I swear to God, that's what he done.
Imagine him like that as well. I could imagine it. That is crazy.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Oh,
You know, I'm buying it, man. You know,
It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Buying it. You know who's buying it? The guy who said this shit. But
Can
here
I
we
just
are.
say the two
Oh,
girls
here's
below
what
us
I'm
are
saying.
looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them.
Brother,
Damn.
Look at Leon's
what's
face.
that?
I know that shit gotta have hella
that, brother?
impressions on Twitter and shit, dog. I know that shit gotta have hella impressions on Twitter.
You know what? That
editing's
means
hard.
I'm gonna post it again just because. You know what I'm saying?
hard.
Just because. I'll post it again just because. You can
What's that? What's that?
You could.
What's that, brother?
Do you know what it gets me? It's like, what's that, brother?
Yeah, what's
brother.
that, brother?
Like the tone, like brother.
Yeah.
Like, that's peak,
Type
bro.
out, man. Yeah, he be saying some wild
I
shit.
need some
man.
time, man. I
He
just
really does. This is more, man. He just be saying wild shit. Man. I'm saying, hey, hold that right.
You looking 15 out of 10, mummy.
Was that Johnny Bravo, isn't it?
Oh my God.
Shit, I nearly
Oh,
died,
man.
dog. I nearly
That is
died.
nostalgic. That is nostalgic. That's
Hey,
crazy.
man.
hey, I swear down, if there's a bar, I'm guaranteed all them episodes he said something like that. You're looking 12 out of 10. He's probably said something like that. Wait, let me.
Yo, someone in the chat, if you're
I can't
listening,
remember.
hey, you guys gotta make a Johnny
Man said
Bravo
Ryan's
remix
mentor
real
is
quick.
Johnny
You
Bravo.
gotta put the
Hey,
audio
yeah,
out.
you lot in the chat. Word
You
to
lot in the
word.
chat.
Make a clip, man. Johnny
gotta make
Bravo.
a clip.
Hey,
You know what to
trust
do.
me.
You know what to do, man.
Just put the
Nah,
Johnny
flawless.
Bravo, put the Johnny Bravo ad libs after he says the 16 out of 10.
I know Johnny Bravo said a bar like that. There's too many of them shows. He's called a girl a 10 out of 10, a 12 out of 10, a 16, 20. There's certain out of he's definitely said that shit. Hey, somebody find that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start watching Johnny Bravo episodes to find that. I know he said that bar.
Ryan, if you're a bad man, get yourself a quiff and a black t-shirt and roll on.
That is his Halloween costume. And he's got long hair on his head as well. He's the black tee, the blue pants, and he's good.
We need the glasses. We need the glasses.
Yeah, we need the glasses as well. I'm looking. I
already know. Just on game alone, he a hair gel merchant, so we can make it happen. This we do know.
Definitely, I'm looking here. He's definitely said that Johnny Bravo in the episode. Hey, somebody find that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, find it, man.
Somebody find that.
And people remember Sarcasm City. The only place where you're gonna hear is talking about old school cartoons and random ish. Yeah, that's just how.
That's just what it is. Like someone mentioned Winnie the Pooh. Like, why is Winnie the Pooh out here just a t-shirt and no pants? What's going on, man? What's happening, man?
Questions that need answers.
Questions that need answers. Back my elbow.
Why you out here, yo? Like someone said in the chat, and I thought about it. Yeah, it's like after we mentioned Arthur with the headphones, I put him on the side, not on his ears. What is going on?
They have pets. They're animals and they have pets. Like,
no, Arthur was probably the most disjointed cartoon character that we've possibly ever seen.
Oh, bro,
that brother.
End the stream. I can't.
And bullied by his little sister.
Yeah, DW be on his case. You know what I'm saying?
On his case, dog.
On his case, man.
Don't even know how to wear headphones.
Yeah, man, the headphones.
Like, brother, he all over the place, man. He all over the place.
It's crazy. Why the cartoons? Why do these all wear that? Like they don't have no change of clothes. That makes no sense. They just wear the same outfit all the time. Like why do they have a change of clothes? Why is that? Yeah, it's mad.
That's funny.
Hey, Warrior J, what you need to find is Johnny Bravo definitely in the cartoon in the actual episode. He called a girl a 10 out of 10, a 12 out of 10.
Let me tell you something. Right now. If there's anything even close, I'm gonna pray for you, Ryan, because brother, they finna cook your shit.
He said that.
They finna cook your shit.
There's hundreds of episodes of Johnny Bravo. He's definitely said, you're a 10 out of 10. He's definitely said that.
Yo.
Said that shit, yo.
The moment they put that hood in the fucking edit.
Oh my god.
Game's done. Game's done.
Hey, man, Ryan Bravo, man. You know what I'm saying? That's
the fucking Zidane. That's the Zidane headbutt right there, bro. Y'all pull that out. That's the Zidane headbutt. Game's done. Pack it up. You're out of here.
I've literally searched Ryan Bravo. Yeah, man. Like I've literally searched it, but nothing's come up. But something's it. I'm telling you, man. 100%. He has definitely called a Gyal a 10 out of 10. Definitely. Everyone just left the stream, yo. Everyone just
too much, bro. I can't be on camera right now.
Everyone just embarrassed. Everyone just embarrassed. That's what it is. Hey, let me get to this last before we close out. Big up Adewale, who says, big up for the super chat again, my guy. Another super chat. Hey, much appreciated. You're a
real one.
For real. He says here, let me get to this. Martial actually. Oh, yeah, I got to that one already. There's another one.
You got to that one. Yeah, you said that one.
There's another one. This is the super chat. Here we go, Adewale. In the 4.5 seasons, Bruno's been in the Premier League and Manchester United. He has lost possession 2,967 times. Jesus Christ. 2021, he lost possession 719 times. This season, he is on 657. Get this fraud out of my club. Damn. I'd love to see the open.
Damn.
That's crazy.
His brother might be he might be a tax attorney or something. My boy he said 2009 to the decimal point he on it.
Jesus, that's a lot, you know. That is a lot.
That's a lot.
For real, man. Don't ever give Bruno Fernandes your personal belongings because he will lose possession.
You'll lose it, bro. You're damn right. You're damn right.
Fuck it out, man. For real. This shit is crazy.
That's why everybody loves him. When he plays, they can leave the game with a game ball.
Yeah, everyone gets the
For real.
Everybody leaving the game with a certain ball, like, yo, Bruno cooked this one to me in the first 10 minutes, dog. This is that real shit. Like, yo, you got that one? I got that one at the 80th, bro. Oh shit, look at us, bro. They leave all happy and shit.
You know what?
Man.
Portuguese rugby is not that big right now. He's still got a career after United, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Hey, tell him.
Get between the.
I already said, man, he a marathon runner, man. That's what he should have got into. He a marathon runner. He would
That's
do
how
all
it
right,
started.
Shout out my
that's
real
how it started
Kenyans.
now. Pingu. Bruno, Pingu. That's how it started.
It's Delulu FC, man. These guys are all Delulu FC. That's what they are, man. Delusional FC. Ten Hag, Ryan, Bruno.
Hey,
Pingu.
facts, yeah. Yeah, I'm saying Pingu's mom, like, they're in the igloo.
Pingu's mom, yeah, Delulu, for sure.
Hey,
she's
the coldest thing is this dude really said, yeah, I think, Jim Ratcliffe got common sense. I should be back, common sense. It's common sense. That shit crazy.
Oh, he's not even good at like trying to big Jim up. Do you know what I mean? He's not even big. He's not even good at trying to like. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when you like subtly, it's mad. It's mad. You're on the route. What's it called? You're on the blackjack table, and you're like, yeah. Like the guy's dominating everything. You're like, yeah, he's got common sense. Like,
it's
who's that brother? Who's that brother? Who's that brother? They said looked like Hoyland.
Oh, the guy I know who you're talking about, but I don't know what's it called. I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Ten Hag is his songwriter. Ten Hag is his songwriter.
I'm waiting for a miracle.
That's it.
To
Show
come.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is.
Yeah, Ten Hag is songwriter.
I don't even know who he is.
Big up for all the super chats. Appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Much appreciated. Salute to you. And big up Sway for the super chat as well. We are going to close out in a second. Yeah, Sean Mills, that's his name. Yeah. That's his name.
Yeah, shout out to Ten Hag. Ten Hag got that brother about 100 streams. Yeah, man. They out there cooking up something crazy in the studio.
It's all mad, yo. It's all mad. But love to everyone that's locked in. Please make sure you run up the likes. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We are going to close out. I'm over it on Ranch's channel in a couple minutes. But people, obviously, the content don't stop here at Sarcasm City TV. So we're back live on the playback for the Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United game. So we'll start 5 minutes before kickoff. Get over to the playback, people. Make sure you download the app or get to playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. So over on the playback, like I said, for that game. Then we're back here on the YouTube channel for the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. It won't be the United City show, but Veta will be on later in the week. So yeah, Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, where we will be discussing the Tottenham Manchester City game. And then following that, double header over on playback, people. Not only do we have the New York Knicks versus Indiana Pacers game 5, I believe it is. We also have the Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves, which I believe is also a game 5 as well. So that's a double header, yeah. So double headers in both, because I believe both of those series are 2 apiece. I'm right in saying so, Adi. Am I right in saying so? Yeah, both of those. So yeah.
Oh, really? They come back? That's crazy.
Yeah. Indiana won both games in Indiana. Yeah, go on, Eddie.
If you got a polar bear in your sights, you better kill that motherfucker, because now you're dead. You're dead.
So yeah, people.
That polar bear up in Denver finna fuck y'all shit up. That's what's about to happen tonight. I put that on everything.
People. So get over to the playback if you haven't. Obviously, if you're an NBA fan and you have an NBA League Pass, get over there. I've been giving out VIP passes so we can watch the game. And if you have a League Pass, you can watch along with us. And we're all synced up, so there's no spoilers. We all can react at the same time. I just dropped the link in the chat. What else was I going to say? Yes, Warrior J, Sports Q&A today. So Veta will be on later on this week because you couldn't make it on today. So that's why we're doing the Sports Q&A instead. You don't know, the content keeps rolling. And don't forget, we are available on audio platforms as well: Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. So if you have Spotify, follow us 5 stars. Same with iTunes, 5 stars, leave a review. Same with SoundCloud. But make sure you follow all the ManDem as well, people, because you get this show every Tuesday 4:30 p.m. UK time, and every Friday 5 p.m. UK time, right here on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel as well. And the links for all the ManDem's channels are underneath in the description. And like I said, not just on this live stream, every live stream on the channel, their links are underneath in the description and also on the feature channel page as well. So you should already be, if you're a regular, you should already be subscribed to all the ManDem. If you're new, go on now and subscribe to all of the ManDem as well. I don't think anyone's live, so we're just going to redirect to rants. I thought Steve was going live, but I don't believe he is. Let me know in the chat quickly if Steve's live, people, or if he's going live, because I can't see it on here. So yeah, let me know. I don't believe he is.
Does anyone
let me
actually
know.
think we're going to win the final?
Yeah,
Hell no.
We'll get to that. Let's get to that like a couple of days before. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Leon, we'll
Let's do
cross
that.
that bridge when we have to, man. You know?
Yeah. That's what we'll do.
We ain't crossing shit. We ain't crossing shit. What you talking about? That shit burnt down,
That's true,
melted. Or if it's a bridge, that shit made out of popsicle sticks.
It is.
Or
we got cankles. We got cankles, so you know that shit going down.
We're gonna close out anyway. Love to everyone that's locked in. We're gonna redirect to rant, so you already know 16/10 raid. That's how we raid from Sarcasm City TV. And this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.